Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 285. So we had a wee bit of a startup problem and hopefully it's solved. If not, we will always be back after a reboot and start the streaming software again. So it should resume if we have any major problems. Windows does some sneaky things. Windows 10 does anyway. I tried to install stuff with administrator rights and it's flipped the screens around. So my admin screen was my capture screen. Totally made a right mess of it. I had to reboot and hopefully it'll come back right again, which it did. I was going to be fuming. Now, I'm not too sure if anything's changed. Seems louder than it normally is. I think it's okay. How am I sounding out there? Is Susan around? No one around? Two people? Renee? Ooh-wee. Good. Hello. Hello. Good to be back. Good to be back. Although I'm stressed already. Bloody computers. They always go wrong. Always. That's why you need PC technicians. You need experts like me on helplines all the time to help you out. Who helps us though? We have to help ourselves. Dear, stressful. Thanks, Susan. I wasn't sure if you're around or not. Yeah, I was already set up to go. I was about to press the button and bango, Windows 10. Men in Black or Bill Gates in Black stepped in and said, no you don't. Anyway, welcome to... I am a wee bit early, but I did post around that I might start early. Oh, I tell you, Windows 10 really stresses you out at times. It's wonder they're not sued for taking away your livelihood, right? Must have destroyed a lot of streams over the years, I'd say. So yeah, midweek catch up. UFO. Oh, what's going on now? UFO news, vid analysis, and what else? UFO topics. Yeah, so I'm not too sure how many people will be joining us or not. Depends what's on TV, I guess. Yes, because we're not probably going to get as many people on as we do during the weekend because it's work day for a lot of people. But this is the best time for me when I'm awake and not too tired. So yeah, do we wait for a few more people to show? It's coming up to the time I advertised almost now. 1:55 I think I said. So first off, just want to talk about this new alternative video platform called Simon Video. It's not too badly coded actually, but it's very, very slow uploading. And it looks like they muck around with processing the video, which they shouldn't have to do that. It should be like instantly uploaded and available, especially if you download it straight from YouTube, right? Unless it's over a certain bit rate, and the system can't handle it. So at the moment I've got no followers, but it looks to me it's another one of these ones using the Bitcoin. All these people starting their own Bitcoin up and trying to pay people for watching videos. I'm not sure if it's going to work very well. LBRY is doing the same thing, and D Live is meant to be doing it as well, which I've never managed to upload anything there because I joined and it says you have to be a partner or something. It's just so complicated. But this Simon is quite easy, very easy plain sailing. When you go to the home page, it's got all the latest recent uploads, so you got to get some airtime, right? When new people come along, if you're on the front page, and you're going to get some clicks, unlike you do with YouTube. So if you want to join it, check it out. Join me there. It looks like they even do live streams on this platform, so I don't know. There's lots to check out still. So I was busy doing this last night before bed. If you want to give my attention in the side, do the out there channel. It turns orange, obviously. Then I know that you're directing it to me, not to people in the side chat. So yeah, so I've uploaded our last live that Rob and I did, and Shelley's contactee story, third phase of the moon being caught out faking a live event, of course secure team update, Earl Grey's how he got involved in the UFO field from his mum's crazy story of underground base, and of course secure team 10, which he still hasn't admitted to, so we keep plugging that until he admits all his fakery out there. I see we'll be talking about him, doing an update on him in a minute as well. Yeah, so it's not a bad little layout there. I'll just close that down now. So yeah, the biggest news to come out is this here. I might just copy that to the reader. This is probably going to get the ads decommissioned until we get a review, because it's talking about taboo subjects. So yeah, I'll just load it into here, and then I will talk about it a wee bit and some updates. Voice, we probably have to shrink that little sucker down a wee bit. So we'll just read out some of the headline here. Looks like we're going to break it up.
Head of major UFO organization arrested on child.
Alright. I missed the end bit.
Solicitation charges.
So we'll just go through it bit by bit.
Jan Harzen, head of the Mutual UFO Network, was arrested July 3rd and is accused of soliciting sexual activity from a detective he believed was a 13-year-old girl.
Okay, now we're home free, I think. I'll just read out that chunk from Vice.
The executive director of the Mutual UFO Network, one of the oldest UFO research organizations in the United States, has been arrested on charges of soliciting a minor for the purpose of engaging in sexual activity, according to police. Jan Harzen, who has headed MUFON since 2013, is accused of soliciting sexual activity from a detective he believed was a 13-year-old girl, according to a release from the Huntington Beach, California Police Department. In recent years, the UFO research world has been flooded with Pizzagate-esque allegations, falsely linking scientific, and government elites to the occult sexual abuse of children, and accusing the government of releasing UFO videos to cover up pedophile rings. Harzen's arrest is almost certain to reignite those controversies. Court records show that
So what they're talking about there is obviously the pay-for-play business and the banned word Pizzagate that Google doesn't like us to talk about, but there might be some truth in it after all, but we can't talk about it. But anyway, Jujitsu Watch did some deep state stuff on that as well. But yeah, a lot of this child abuse networks has been going on for a few years now, with them being caught out with sting operations, and yeah, looks like maybe he's been done. But at this stage, it's not been to court and it's not been proven yet, but I don't see how it can be disproven really, but we'll just talk about it after a bit more detail.
Harzen was arrested on charges of communicating with a minor with intent to engage in a lewd act, as well as arranging a meeting to engage with a lewd act with a minor in public.
How
Harzen,
rude.
MUFON, and the Huntington Beach
Lewd
Police
act.
Department did not immediately respond to a request for comment. See update below.
And I got an update to it.
On July 3rd, detectives contacted a male by the name of Jan Harzen after Harzen solicited sexual activity from a detective he believed was a 13-year-old girl, the Huntington Beach PD wrote in a Facebook post. The suspect solicited the minor to meet for the purpose of engaging in sexual activity, and when the suspect agreed to meet the supposed minor, detectives were there to take him into custody. Harzen was arrested for multiple felonies and transported to the Huntington Beach jail, and was specifically targeting minor females online, the police department wrote.
So, I know I've seen this on TV, and basically they pose as young girls online and starts mentioning their age and see how it develops from there. But I'm not sure how they can verify who the person identity behind the laptop is unless they admit to it was them on chat, right? So they must have something to be able to arrest him. He must have gone there and said hello to a decoy female, a young girl, and said, "Are you so-and-so?" And then the police would have come out and grabbed him, right? But yeah, you'd think they'd have to wait to a certain key point to make sure he incriminates himself to prove that he's the one on the keyboard, right? So you'd have to say, "Oh, it's the one that we were talking to online," right? And then straight away he's incriminated himself, right? So I don't see how you could get out of that. So we'll see how it develops over the next month or whatever it takes to get this case sorted with C19 and all that business happening at the moment.
MUFON's role in the UFO world is massive. The organization was founded in 1969 in Quincy, Illinois to track citizen sightings of UFOs. They claim to still hold the world's largest and most detailed database of UFO sightings. The organization has worked closely with government contractors, including Bigelow Aerospace, which received money from the federal government to investigate unidentified aerial phenomena. According to documents reviewed by Motherboard, Bigelow Aerospace paid MUFON to make technical reports on characteristics often described in UFO incidents. Bigelow Aerospace also offered MUFON funding to put together the STAR team, a UFO investigation team that could be on site within 24 to 48 hours of a UFO incident. According to the organization's website, Harzen is a former IBM engineer who, when he was a kid, was visited by a real UFO, no more than 30 feet from his brother and him, with no visible means of propulsion other than making a humming noise before shooting off over the horizon. This event profoundly changed their lives. In 2018, a former MUFON state director, John Vontra, made racist comments about African Americans on his personal Facebook page, stating that white Americans were experiencing a white genocide. Jan Harzen did not condemn Vontra, but instead expressed his concern for the new social media world we now live in, and stated everyone should engage in open dialogue by writing, "There is no justice in hate, no matter what side of the fence you are on." On that we can all agree. MUFON eventually withdrew Harzan's comments from its website, and Vantra was removed from his position when public pressure mounted.
So I'm not too sure why they put in that piece in the article, really, because it's really meant to be about his arrest, not about other dirt in MUFON. I can understand where Jan was coming from here. You can't simply disgrace and flog people for being racist. You won't change people that way. In my experiences, you get people teamed up with other black people or other Indians or other Chinese, and then they realize that they're just the same as them, regardless of the skin color, and they can work, and they find they're really intelligent. That's how I sort of traveled the world and mixed in with various cultures myself, and there is good and bad in all cultures, right? So when people throw off a rogue tweet when they're so pissed off about something, right, like the riots, doesn't mean they're racist. It just means they just did a racist or undertoned comment, which was rude or disgusting, but doesn't mean that they're technically like that in person, you know. They've probably got even black friends, right? But because of this crazy world we live in now, with the social justice warriors, it's sort of going out of hand where they kind of look back 20 years where you may have made a silly comment and try and bring you down. And yet now you see online the N-word being used everywhere, yet it's meant to be taboo. And the worst offenders are the black people using it themselves. So all this double standards I just don't like. I just really hate it. But the only way to do with racism, like he's saying here, is the hate on both sides. Doesn't work in social media and all that, where you're sort of throwing off mud at each other, right? It's a bit hard to explain it, but you know, today the kids are growing up in more of a PC world to what we did back in our time. And you know, we had people like Benny Hill and lots of shows now sort of banned, but they were sort of like done in good fun. They weren't done to be like mean, you know. So yeah, you know, a lot of it was even super sexist back then as well. So yeah, with the world's changing all the time, and we're certainly getting more multicultural, aren't we? But when it comes to sex child abuse, I think it's pretty constant. It's no comparison to the racist stuff. The sex one is like the top of the list. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting thing. And when you find that someone that you sort of was a respectable person involved in this, you know, and of course now we've got politicians and elites and all this other stuff that's going on, you sometimes have to wonder. Let's see. So they're talking about also about this Ken guy. I'm not going to play the rest of that because I just think it's not important. Chris Cosgrove, we don't need to hear about him. He's another bloody guy that is a social justice warrior, which is instead of working with people, he just throws them under the bloody bus. Jason McClellan, a popular UFO podcast, tweeted that shocked doesn't describe what I'm feeling right now. And that's basically how most of us woke up to the news, right? We're thinking, nah, this can't be right. This has got to be a prank post on Facebook. Jan Hansang doing lewd acts with minors? No, that can't possibly be real. There's got to be some other alternative story to it, right? So sure enough, you start looking around, you see more and more evidence that it's got to be correct. And yes, that's a real shock, and of course it made a lot of people cry. Even Earl Grey was really upset for the whole day, and now he's angry about it all. How he's misled by the guy. So, yeah, it's certainly caused a wee bit of damage to MUFON, this one. I think this needs to be... there's no way you could probably, what people do in their private life until they get exposed, really. You wouldn't be... You'd be surprised how many people are sort of crazy out there. Some of the stories you hear, some of them have their dungeons in the basement and stuff like this, So here's an update. So let's just have a read of the update, see what it says. When was it added? Next day. Here we go.
Update, July 15th, 3:20 p.m. EST.
A couple of days ago.
In a statement to Motherboard, MUFON's board of directors said that Harzan has been permanently removed as executive director of the organization. In light of recent events, Jan Harzan has been permanently removed as the executive director of the Mutual UFO Network, MUFON. Effective immediately, he will no longer serve any role in the organization. David McDonald, executive director emeritus, and a member of the MUFON board of directors, will now assume the duties of executive director. MUFON remains committed to its core mission, the study of UFOs for the benefit of humanity. This mission is greater than any one person or member of MUFON, and supersedes all other considerations. We will continue to move forward and focus on our mission statement. Tagged, UFOs, MUFON.
So that's
Get a
all they got to
personalized
say
roundup
there.
of Vice's best stories in your inbox.
I didn't say go down that far, you silly program. Okay, so just close that down. I'll post a link to it here. So my problem with this whole thing is this happened in 4th of July weekend, and we didn't hear about it to the 13th. And then the update of him being sacked was on the 15th. So my whole problem is someone must have known for 2 weeks, is it? Is that 2 weeks? Anyway, it's a long time. Voice on Jan MUFON. Makes you wonder if the board members did actually know. It's my feeling on that one. And they may have been not able to act on it because it's still an open case until it goes to court and concluded, then they can act on it, right? But in this situation with all the other guys being done for racist stuff, I suppose they had to act on it fast, because they were being seen as sitting on things for too long. I think we got some more stuff here come out overnight on this from Kevin Randall. So we'll just have a listen to one of the board members, what they have to say about it. Just play a clip from it and promote the rest so you can go and listen to the whole show. But yeah, the whole thing is quite shocking, really. I know in the past when we used to have Yahoo Chat and MSN and all that's sort of gone now, isn't it? All those real-time chats, because they claimed that there was a lot of predators on there. And so they closed it all down. But they used to be quite good. You could just go in there and start chatting away to people and meeting people. And if they're in your same city, you could arrange to meet up and all that sort of stuff. It was actually quite good for dating until the sickos started taking it over. And that's when it got all closed down. In the early days, it was actually quite good. But I come across a lot of these cops online too. They stick out like a sore thumb. I had a girl in Christchurch start talking to me. She said she was 18, and then she said, I tell a lie, I'm actually 16. And of course 16 is the legal age in New Zealand. And I thought, oh yeah, why are you telling me this? Because normally females, when you start chatting on thing, they don't like to mention their age. They just they say they're, they might say they're 20 something or 30 something or 40 something, or even the older ones won't even tell the real truth about their age, right? But yeah, when you get a young girl that starts dropping her age like that, and then suddenly she says, "Oh, I'm not quite 16," you think, hang on, something's not quite right here. So I would normally say, I'd just be nice and talk to them and say, "Well, why are you here? This is for adults," and all that sort of stuff. And then eventually I would post in the chats themselves saying, "Beware, this girl's claiming to be 18. She's probably less than 16." And this girl would come back and say, "Oh, you just ruined it all for us." And straight away I knew it was a cop pretending. But eventually she come back later and said she's got one. And I thought, oh well, there you go. It was a undercover cop on the chat. But yeah, you think Jan wouldn't have been so stupid to be caught by that anyway if he was a pedo, right? Pedo men would have some brains, you would think, I don't know. Maybe he's so naive to the web now, these people, these older gentry. But yeah, he's been caught out if he's done that and gone to meet up with a girl. I thought maybe he was documenting it for a TV show, and they were saying, "Oh, look, let's go into a chat room and see if we can find one of these girls that's meant to be alleged underage, and do it for a TV show." That's what I thought when I first heard it. I thought, oh, it's probably one of these crazy TV shows, because they're heavy with Hollywood at the moment, doing UFO shows and MUFON TV stuff and all that sort of stuff. But nope, it doesn't seem to be the case. Il reckons it's definitely legit. But yeah, what do these guys reckon? Yeah, it's really sad if it's true that he was preying on kids. Makes you wonder though, don't these people normally show up though? Wouldn't you spot it in your family though? Wouldn't it be so obvious that other girls would come forward and eventually spill the beans, kind of a bit suspect, really. It's not the same as the Stan Romanek stuff, the Stan Romanek stuff, being a computer expert and knowing how easy it was to hack into routers and compromise people's laptops and store files on there without them even knowing. And there was a big case in New Zealand where a headmaster was caught with child porn on his work PC by a technician there, and he lost his work, lost his livelihood, and was social outcast. And they had a police examiner examine that laptop, and they said, yeah, it looks like he's guilty, blah, blah, blah. But then eventually someone managed to get a lawyer, I think they got another PC expert like me, and actually found this hidden Trojan on the computer that the detective had missed. And it was actually allowing people to dump sensitive material on his computer via the school network. Apparently it was activated through a banner thing. I was trying to find the article so people could actually go and have a read of this whole case. It was absolutely disgusting how it all went down, and this guy's life was totally ruined for the rest of his life, and the guy was completely innocent. But that's, again, it's all online stuff, pictures and stuff. This is someone actually going to meet someone. It's totally different kettle of fish completely, and the police wouldn't arrest him unless they had really solid evidence that he implicated himself. But I've got another one here that I will go over, which actually a lot of people have been ruined being tagged a pedo when in fact they were ID was hacked. But again, they weren't meeting children. So this is a difference. But someone made a really good comment on it, which I want to read out. And before we start judging people and throw them under the bus, we should really wait to the conclusion of things, because this is where it can go wrong. So yeah, people say, well, you're defending pedos. No, I'm not. I'm just defending and common sense. Everyone is diving on the bandwagon and saying he's racist, he's this, he's that. And to me, I don't work that way. I need solid proof. And I know that there's dirty cops out there. We've had several cases in New Zealand where a guy's been in jail for 30 years and later the police admit that they actually planted the evidence, like a bullet shell, just so they could get him. They didn't have enough evidence, so they planted evidence. And they thought it was him, and then DNA later proves it wasn't him, and it was another person that died or whatever since. So he can't be taken to jail over it. So if it happens in New Zealand, it's bound to happen in America. Dirty cops that plant evidence because they want to get someone, or they don't like someone. You even had that police cop that was a serial killer. They just arrested him not long ago, wasn't it? It was in California, was it? So what happens when you got someone that's in the police force that is really dirty or really a killer, and he's working amongst you and he's filling the paperwork and stuff? It's going to make it really, really hard to pin down someone like that. So Shelley, just read your prior comment. Nocturnal have felt a bit something wrong about that channel. Yeah, I thought maybe Nocturnal was the guy that was actually making Tyler's videos, but we'll get onto that later probably. Because why hasn't Tyler uploaded anything? And we might find out the reason why. That his upload rights have still been limited, even though how'd you say it? Although his channel's been released from the copyright claim, obviously they don't release the upload right timeout business. Maybe, I don't know how Google works. Gator Beats. Almost certainly docked onto one of his own pages for fame. Is that Nocturnal News you're talking about on the side? He, behind security, also pretends to be Tyler and claims that they're also best friends. Yeah, it's a very suspicious channel, that one. I think what they were doing is they were trying to make a backup channel. So they could switch over to it if they needed to. If the main one got deleted. And try and move the people across to it. But anyway, I hear where you're coming from. There's a lot of corruption, high places brought to justice. Yeah, there's a good thing called the Monster of Belgium. I'm not sure if you've seen that on Crime Scene, but the story is really sad, disgusting, and took ages to get this guy. But he apparently kidnapped a couple of girls and put them in. He was like a construction worker builder, and he had like 7 properties. And one of them, all of them, he built these little dungeon rooms to put the girls in. And it was claimed that he was part of the big elite pedophile network out there. Although there was no proof of it, apart from one of the girls claiming that she was taken into a room and it had all these sort of famous elite faces there, like politicians and stuff, which kind of lends into all that pay for play business and Clintons and all that sort of stuff, right? Which you're not allowed to talk about. But I think it's not black and white, but it's always grey, right? So it's always something in the middle. You've got to have some balance on this sort of stuff. It's possible that it was like a pedo network, but not a big major one. It might have been like a subset. And of course, it had a lot of cops and all that involved in it, which we know they cover up. We had a case in New Zealand. I can't remember what her name was now. She claimed when she was 15 that the chief cops and all that would go around the father's house and he would give access to her and have sex with her, right? And she basically won in the end, and the guy was demoted and lost his job and all that sort of stuff over it, I believe, in the end. But it went on TV for a long time, updates on it. But I believe they do that sort of stuff. there's dirty people everywhere around you. Disgusting people. But if you look at Stan Romanek, right, the court case said they found a USB stick with photographs on, and his original PC that was meant to have been hacked, the images were deleted off or something. He found them and deleted them off, Stan said to the detective. And there was another laptop found with images on as well. Now, there was a part I read years ago, I'm not sure if the articles are up anymore, but they said that they were trying to get the lawyers or the court to accept that the detective already had other complaints against him for planting evidence. There was a couple of cases that said they planted drugs on him, and the judge wouldn't allow that into the court case, so it wasn't put into Stan's hearing, right? And these guys are the ones that did all the searching in the house and collected the evidence. Could he have? It doesn't make sense that someone that's into kids would have a USB stick lying around the house with like 1,000-bit encryption on it and a 20-key password. It doesn't make any sense to me. Someone that be that stupid, especially when Stan was tipped off a month or so beforehand that he was being investigated. Someone tipped him off, apparently. I think it was in the article I read. He wouldn't leave that stuff lying around. No way. It would be buried under the house. It would be, it would be encrypted. It would be maybe even destroyed if you're going to be raided, right? You wouldn't have that stuff lying around. I just don't believe it. Stan's case is a totally one I just don't agree with. And of course, there's been no pedo wives that stick with their pedo husbands. Once they find out they're the pedo, they leave them. Or now it's out in the open. And there's been no kids to say, yeah, he touched me inappropriately. So Stan's case to me doesn't sort of gel. And when I looked into his UFO background on Stan Romanek, a lot of people were saying they stayed with him and actually saw UFOs and had strange events happen. There was a lot of people that could back up all his claims. People say he was a hoaxer and he's just pretending, but how did he manage to fool so many people? Doesn't make any sense there. So yeah, you can't compare Stan with Han. Han is a different kettle of fish completely, and yeah, I've talked about Stan Romanek on posts before, and I still don't believe that he's guilty myself, because there'd have to be other people come forward now, kids saying, oh yeah, he touched me here, this and that, but I haven't heard anything like that whatsoever on the Stan case. I just don't believe that one. And I believe also when... if you go and listen to Open Minds, Rojas talked about going to a party at Stan's, and this girl was standing outside. I'm not sure if it was raining, and they said she had bigger than normal eyes and big almond eyes, but looked human. So Stan took a photograph of this kid in his driveway at this party where they had a lot of UFO folks there celebrating his birthday or something like that, and they were showing it around the birthday party, and the picture literally corrupted as they were looking at it, and they couldn't recover it, and the picture vanished. And he said that happens all the time. Somehow the UFOs can corrupt our phone memory or whatever. And Rojas actually saw this happen, and he was talking about it on a news clip, but I couldn't find that news clip. It's out there somewhere, but on a news clip he's talking to what's his name? Jason McCullen, his sidekick at the time, saying that he believes Stan UFO stuff because he's experienced it himself when he's been with him. So yeah, do you dismiss everybody out there that Stan was a complete hoaxer and pedo? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But anyway, we'll just carry on here. The problem talking about this stuff is everybody accuses you, right? Oh, he must be one himself. Oh.
Programs about you.
Have we got it already decoded, have we? Yeah, that sounded like it was bassy.
UFOs. Considered to be one of the leading experts on the Roswell UFO crash, Kevin has written more than a re-examination of the
what began and what was going on had begun as a
This sounded deeper, and it sounds like they've been mucking around with the voice bit changer themselves. Hang on, let's just get the volume right. I'll just play a clip from it. I didn't really want to spend too much time on this, actually. But it's good time to have a rant about things, you know. I just hate social justice warriors and haven't got all their facts together, haven't done all the research on it. Haven't got degrees, haven't got proven themselves as technical security experts and all that sort of business, and then they try and bring down people.
Replacement for Project Blue Book. It was some kind of a nefarious setup
working.
Where the government would be using MUFON as a cover for Blue Book to gather UFO reports. Well, I knew this was patently absurd because
unfortunately
I've been around long enough that I was there sort of at the beginning of MUFON and know exactly how it began and what was going on. Walter Andrus, who was the first international director, had contacted Carl Lorenzen and wanted to coordinate the activities of the field investigators, the APRO, the Aerial Phenomena Research Organization's field investigators in the Midwest. Originally, it was the Midwest UFO Network. And later on, it evolved into an independent, autonomous organization and became the Mutual UFO Network. So I'm aware of that.
Hey, Joe, how's it going?
How that began. I had planned to get Jan Harzan on the program to talk about the beginnings and the history of MUFON, to kind of belie what this guy had claimed on the program, because it simply wasn't true. I mean, the guy was way off base. Jan had agreed to come on the program, and then with everything that's gone on, he asked to postpone his involvement or his appearance until late May, early June. And I just never got around to getting back to him to set up the program. Instead,
it's very hard to get people on your show. I know that much.
It's
very hard to get Earl from MUFON on the show.
Is on the board of directors of MUFON.
They're always
was
too
aware
busy.
Of these things as well. So I invited Rob on the program, so that's why he is here today. A little bit of background on Rob. He has a degree in physics and spent his career at the U.S. Patent and U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, working on intellectual properties in a number of areas, including aeronautics and astronautics. His UFO involvement goes back to 1968 during what he called his larval stage, when the ongoing sightings and the University of Colorado's UFO study permanently nailed his attention. Once he arrived in Washington, D.C., he joined the Fund for UFO Research and was subsequently elected to the executive committee. Around 2006, as the fund wound down due to the rise of the internet and other factors, he was asked to join MUFON's board of directors and continue to serve there today. He wanted to note that although the fund still exists, it is largely dormant. And given the circumstances of the last 48 or 24 hours, actually, this becomes even more important. For those of you who do not know, the executive director of MUFON, Jan Harzan, was arrested on July 3rd for solicitation of a minor. He had been engaged, I guess, in internet conversations with a girl he thought was 13, turned out to be a police officer. So when they met for the assignation, Jan Harzan was arrested. That's sort of the gorilla in the room at this point. Rob and I are going to have to talk about that because we really have no choice given the circumstances. Rob, unfortunately, welcome to the program today.
Hi, Kevin. Yes, I'm glad I'm on your show, and I do thank you for inviting me. So it's always a pleasure to be on your radio program.
Well, I appreciate that.
Even under these circumstances.
Yeah, let's get to it. I think you learned about it yesterday afternoon, as did I. What was your initial reaction?
I was bowled over, to be honest with you. number of people I have subsequently spoken with told me that they could have been knocked over with a feather, and these are people on the board, and a couple others, and that's my feeling precisely. I could have, I just sort of went dumb, I couldn't speak. A person called me up from outside of MUFON to tell me about this, and a friend of mine, and I was speechless.
My first reaction was it wasn't true. I'd gotten the word about it, and
That's
I
what
began
I
to
thought
check
too.
it out to make sure, because long ago, I got a email or a note from Jim Mosley, who told me Bill Moore was in jail. Bill Moore being William Moore from the Roswell incident. And I went through a great number of permutations to learn if that was true or not. Learned it's a different Bill Moore. It didn't matter. In this case, it turns out it's the same guy.
Yes,
it is true.
Yeah, it's the same person, and the Huntington Beach police report is unequivocal in its picture and in its statement as to what's going on.
What is this? How does this affect MUFON?
Well, it affects it an awful lot, Kevin. Jan is no longer the executive director. He was removed. Let me just give the official statement that it took us hours to cobble up together last night on the phone. Let
me interrupt right here to let people know that the statement is up on my blog at www.kevinrandle.blogspot.com. So go ahead and give the statement, but for those who may have missed it, you can read the whole text of the statement on my blog.
Right, it's very short. A statement from the board of directors. In light of recent events, Jan Harzan has been permanently removed as the executive director of the Mutual UFO Network, MUFON. Effective immediately, he will no longer serve any role in the organization. Dave McDonald, executive director emeritus and a member of the MUFON board of directors, will now assume the duties of executive director. MUFON remains committed to its core mission, the study of UFOs for the benefit of humanity. This mission is greater than any one person or member of MUFON and supersedes all other considerations. We will continue to move forward and focus on our mission statement, the MUFON board of directors. That's their official statement on what's happened.
Well, let's take a step back here. Didn't Jan Harzan kind of alter the mission of MUFON as he took over as the executive director?
In what way?
Well, it seemed the MUFON Journal, for example, became a much slicker publication that didn't delve into sightings, but kind of, I guess, put their finger on the flash and the sizzle as opposed to the in-depth research that was necessary. It would be necessary.
Yeah, there's no doubt the magazine changed. That doesn't mean the mission of MUFON has changed. I couldn't be more emphatic on that point. Since every year, since 1969, MUFON's gotten hundreds of cases. We now get thousands of cases per year, and almost every one of those cases, Kevin, is investigated. So our core mission of investigating UFOs and trying to figure out what's going on with the phenomenon, that hasn't changed. That continues to work. The magazine, yeah, sure, that's our showpiece, and that has changed over the years. Richard Hall used to be the editor of it, and sometimes it's had better issues than at other times, and it's all up to what a person likes. But no, our core mission has not changed one iota.
Well, I know there's been some adverse publicity about MUFON in the recent years. I think of John Ventre, who made a racist rant on his Facebook page that took, I think, an extraordinarily long time for the MUFON leadership to react to. And there's been some other things like that going on. And I just wonder if this latest thing isn't suggestive that sort of problems persist in MUFON?
No, it isn't. It isn't an example or evidence of an endemic, systemic, and I hate using that word because now we hear that all the time. There's no systemic problem with either racism or sexism or sexual harassment in MUFON. It's an organization that at this point consists of at least probably 300 or 400 people who are actively involved in either running MUFON or investigating sightings. And like any large organization, there's a few people who go off the rails and do moronic things. Ventre was one of them. This latest state director lately put something up on his website, and it was swiftly taken down. That was one of them. Jan Harzan, and his guilt or innocence now is we don't know. This has to play out in the courts, and the
That's
man
what I
must
was
be given
saying.
due process, although it looks bad. It seems he made some extraordinarily wrong judgments. And again, I may be wrong, but it's not evidence of any kind of a trend in MUFON. And I can tell you, and I don't know how I can be more emphatic, at least from my standpoint in MUFON, and I've been associated with MUFON events now since 1986. I'd put my hand on the Bible and say that I've never seen any organizational either racism or sexual harassment or sexism, call it what you want, in the organization. And I can't be more firm on that standpoint.
Well, let's break it off here. We'll come back in just a moment. I've got to put up.
So they do go on a wee bit more about the organisation, but he's made it clear there they've got hundreds and hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, investigators that are non-paid, that are going to visit people to collect information of their sightings and where they're looking and all that sort of stuff, and collect it with meters and radiation stuff to document it. And a lot of these cases are actually still open. They're ongoing with abductee cases. So they're always trying to collect and document evidence of it. You know, it's very elusive trying to get aliens on film, it seems. Ills talked about that before, where the camera turns into static and the people claim they were abducted that night. And yet it's in their bedroom and you would see them tampering with it when it goes wrong, but that's not always the case. So, yeah, got to try and outsmart the aliens, I guess, to try and get them on video. So, yeah, often I talked about Faraday cage and cameras and, you know, and all that sort of business with Il from MUFON. He's like the chief investigator there in SoCal. They go on a bit here, which is also quite good, I think, after all the music.
Maybe if he were somehow exonerated so completely that it was clear to everybody who heard the story of his exoneration, that this man is complete innocent and he wrapped up in a nefarious bad situation. He's completely innocent. He might be allowed back in but he's not going to be executive director. That's just not going to happen. The tide has now moved past him, and that's all there is to it.
So what they're saying there, even though he may be, even if it turns out that he's innocent, he could never come back into MUFON ever again. It's all history now. This is what happens to a lot of people out there that even got falsely accused. Their lives are turned upside down. So, yeah. So it looks like they've already got someone in place of Jan. Maybe they're going to re-advertise the position. Who knows what they're going to do there. But it certainly needs a overhaul, doesn't it? And especially in the HQ section of it. The investigators are good people, most of them. Il, as you know, you've been following him for years on my channel. You can see that he's a good guy. He's been married 4 times. He's got his own kids and grandkids now, and he's had 2 knee operations, so he's been a bit worse for wear. So I've been trying to get him to come back on the channel to give us an update of some of the crazy cases he's working on. Family talking about being abducted by reptilians, of all things. So yeah, I'd like to hear that. He reckons there's some critical evidence there. Maybe some physical evidence where they can actually back up their claims. So it'll be interesting to hear what he can tell us. But yeah, a lot of people say a lot of these cases are hidden. Well, they are, because they're constantly open. They never get closed off and presented to the public. But they do use the best cases in their symposiums and sell tickets at the door, right? And they put it in the magazine to... everybody's got to try and make money, you know. They've got to sort of crowdfund and keep it going, but they don't pay their investigators, and that's, to me, is where it breaks down. They need to pay travel costs and petrol, gas money, or what you want to call it, and buy the equipment, but it turns out that to be investigated, you have to pay to do the tests, and then you got to buy your own kit, and then you got to cover your own expenses going to the investigations, and the whole setup is just crazy. And you got people like Jan Hansen that's getting paid big bucks, and other people that appear on TV shows can also get separate contracts with the media corporations to get money on the side, you know. It's just totally wrong. But anyway, have a listen to this full chat if you want to. But I think we've probably done a dash on it now. More MUFON Jan. But there's a good, that segment there is quite good. I'm not sure if I should play any more of it, as we'll spend too much time on it. So yeah, just for example, when I was talking about people do get caught up being falsely accused of things, and this article here you can find in a quick search. This guy here, his life was totally ruined, and he was actually, in the end, let off. Someone stole his credit card details and used his identity online to do all sorts of nasty things. And Shelley out there on the side knows exactly what hackers are able to do and ruin your life, and she probably can understand these people here. So maybe read out some of it. I think I might just copy it down. It's quite an interesting read, this case. Just to give it some balance, you know. We've got to wait till we finally hear all the details. There may be something we don't know, you know. And then we can call them names and stuff for sure. But, yeah. Have I shut it down, have I? Let me just read out a chunk of this, how it went bad on this poor guy here. Now, I've been on jury service. I don't know if you've been, but my particular case, last one was on a rape case. And it turned out to be a girlfriend-boyfriend situation. She claimed he had raped her and he was denying it. And it turned out that in the end, the jury that I was on decided it was like a domestic, and she was trying to get back at him and all that sort of business. And there was only one on the panel that thought maybe she was telling the truth still, but when you looked at all the evidence and how sloppy the police did the investigation, we couldn't, you know, it wasn't beyond doubt, you know. If there's any reasonable question on the police investigation, you got to rule in favour of the other person, because you can't stick someone in jail because you think they're guilty. You got to go by the evidence. I don't know if any of you have been on the jury service, but sometimes it can be very interesting, but it's very frustrating because you don't get paid very much, and there's a lot of hassle getting up early in the morning and getting there and all that sort of business.
With ID fraud on the rise, the assumption is you'll lose money, which can be claimed back. But Simon Bunce lost his job, and his father cut off contact when he was arrested after an ID fraudster used his credit card details on a child porn website. Simon Bunce used to be a keen internet shopper, delighted to escape the hordes and have goods delivered to his door. Wary of fly-by-night operators, he bought only from big-name retailers with secure websites. But then, 4 years ago, he was astonished to find himself embroiled in Operation, or the UK's largest ever police hunt against internet pedophiles. He was arrested on suspicion of possession of indecent images of children, downloading indecent images of children,
sounds like
and
Stan
incitement to
Rodman
distribute
right there,
indecent
doesn't it?
images of children. Hampshire police took away his computer and data storage devices, including flash drives, CDs and floppy disks, as well as examining the computer and storage devices that he used at work. The effect was devastating. When his employers became aware of the reason he had been arrested, he was abruptly dismissed from his £120,000 a year job, and close members of his family disowned him.
This is when it goes wrong. And he's not the only one. There was another guy years ago where social justice warriors published his street address. The guy turned out to be completely innocent in the end. And they burnt down the neighbour's house because it was the wrong house address. And I think there was a big cover-up on, is it Facebook or one of the big social media platforms had to pay out of court and pay off the insurance to get the house rebuilt and all that sort of business. So it can go wrong.
I made the mistake of telling my father, and he cut me off, Mr. Bunce says. He then told all my siblings, and they also cut us off. Suddenly deprived of his income, Mr. Bunce had to consider selling the family home. But his wife, Kim, stuck by him, and supported his mission to clear his name. Mr. Bunce knew he was innocent. He had never downloaded indecent images, and so he knew that the police would not find any evidence on the computers or storage devices they had taken away. But the police's computer technicians take several months to examine these, and Mr. Bunce could not afford to wait to repair the damage done to his reputation. I knew there'd been a fundamental mistake made, and so I had to investigate it. Identity fraud occurs when personal information is used by someone else to obtain credit, goods or other services fraudulently. Recent surveys suggest that as many as 1 in 4 Britons have been affected by it. In 2007, more than 185,000 cases of identity.
Yeah, I think it even happened to me. I used to store it on a website and it got hacked. Before it got used, though, that was able to cancel the card. So it does happen. Websites are not as secure as you think they are. This is why now you got credit card protection and all that stuff. Maybe not read out more than this. Let's see. Anyway, he was cleared. Someone. Let's just read a bit on that. I know it's worth reading it out because people need to be a bit more balanced out there on the internet and they're not.
As landslide was based in the United States and under investigation there, Mr. Bunce was able to use the U.S. Freedom of Information Act to obtain a complete copy of all of the relevant material, including databases, access logs, and credit card information, together with detailed information of the webmasters, which allowed him to find out how his credit card details had been used. Each computer has a unique Internet Protocol number, or IP address, which identifies the specific computer and its
VPNs.
Geographic whereabouts whenever it is used to access the Internet.
That's never a problem then.
Mr. Bunce discovered that the computer used to enter his credit card details was in Jakarta, Indonesia, and the date and time that his credit card details were entered onto the landslide website was at a time when he could prove that he was using the same card in a restaurant in South London.
Indo, Philippines.
I can't be in 2 places at once, so somehow my data had got to the man in Indonesia. He was also able to discover that his credit card details had been obtained from a popular online shopping site, but he doesn't know how these came to be in the hands of a criminal. The man responsible for using his credit card details hid behind the online name Miranda, a webmaster, who hosted and produced pornographic websites, and received a commission from Landslide for subscriptions to his website, which were paid by credit card. Miranda had used Mr. Bunce's credit card details, without his knowledge, to take out a subscription to one of his websites. Cash convert.
Okay. Okay. Let's see, where was that comment again? Oh, here we go. This person was exactly how I think it should be done.
It is exactly for this reason that those accused of sex crimes should remain anonymous until proven guilty. The so-called innocent until proven guilty guarantee is a travesty. This case also proves the huge gulf between American FOI and the abysmal UK version. .mark, Derby, UK. The real purpose of this story is to try and sell the idea of ID cards to the British public. If you do not take an ID card, You could be branded a pedo, is what this article is saying.
Microchip everybody. There's a conspiracy guy there. So this guy's saying he's been a victim of credit card hacking. I'm pretty sure most of us have been done with online fraud. I know my dad had been. He ordered something on Facebook, turned out to be a scam site, and Facebook don't care. They're terrible. You never trust any ads on Facebook. Just rubbish. It was products for dieting, I think it was, and they're total garbage. They could have even been risky to your health, right? And yet they look very official, and they have ads, video clips showing before and after and all that sort of nonsense. It's total made up, right? And of course Facebook allows it, right? And they profit millions of dollars of these people. And what happened is these people say free trial, right? So you think, oh yeah, I'll give a free trial. So then they sneak on payments, and then suddenly you got $500 US on there, and then next month you got another $500 US, and you go to the bank and try and get a refund. They said no, they can't do it. So the problem is banks are the problems. They enable the crime to happen. They enable all this fraud to happen. They profit from it. Banks profit from crime. They profit from pedos and pornographic stuff. I reckon all the bankers should be locked up and stuck in prison. That should have happened with all that nonsense that happened with the house mortgage collapse in America. They got away scot-free, and Obama gave them trillions of dollars, and they still paid out themselves bonuses. It's hilarious. Makes me sick when I hear all this stuff. Anyway, enough ranting. So here's another thing I should suggest you go and watch, called Unfriended Dark Web. It's a really good movie, and it shows where stuff can go wrong. This guy finds the laptop, instead of handing it in to the police, he decides to keep it and doesn't realise that the people have got a back door on it, and they're watching it the whole time. And it's a really great movie, and how it can go totally wrong, and how these people... the people that had the web laptop are one of these people that run on the dark web and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, it could happen. This one is really possible. So go and check out that movie. You need a good copy of it, and you need a large screen to be able to read all the text, because it has a lot of close up on the text on the phone and all that sort of stuff. So that's to conclude crime and grime and pedos on the net, and we'll move on. So the next news is about security, and he's put out a new post, as you can see. Let's see, I was trying to get it to the main page. In the end, I've decided to rid off some of that crap on the side here after all, using that program here. Because I can untick it if I want to in the future. It's not too hard to undo it. Now we got more of the screen space, so we can actually see the comment. But yeah, if you go to his main page, he's posted something. Man, wish I could post videos again. And he's already got 643 there. So I put out some troll for truth messages, as I call them, telling people, well, he still hasn't come clean, and to go and have a look at my videos. And just reading the comments, it just makes me very sad. So that's these people, especially this guy here, UFO Jesus, is offering the guy help. I will do a guest video post for you if you're interested. What the hell, UFO Jesus? So let's go and click onto that. So these people are all the same. They're like a criminal network online, and they all want to get access to all those followers to make lots of money off ads, and hopefully get them to donating to them. They're all sort of trying to help each other out. So they're not in it for the UFOs. They're in for it for bloody money. So have a read of what some people said here, though. I'm interested. I miss you, Tyler. Next one. You're too kind, UFO Jesus. I slap a like on that bad boy. You little idiot. Anyway, you can see how young that guy looks. Just make me sick. You're awesome. I wish bigger names in ufology would do things like this for others, for you. Sickening. Come on, Tyler. We want you back. It just gets sicker and sicker. This is a great idea, Tyler. Let him do it. And then finally we get some people with some brains coming in. Eventually. Yeah. Typer and UFO Jesus in a duel to the death. For a blatant hoax. Yeah, for a blatant hoax, a good one, UFO Jesus. So now we got someone with some sense. Don't encourage him. He was detrimental to ufology and hopefully won't post ever again. Exactly, mate. You got it. And here I go. I posted my thing down here. It's sad and amazing who stick up for a well-known UFO hoaxer, proven 100% and never admitted that, other than admitting to purposely using CGI and fakes of others to make money. Just watch the presentation on how to see the fakes still online. So yeah, you can see I just get really angry. I just get so angry with these idiots. And it just goes on and on and on. I'm interested, miss you. Let's like to see some examples. Don't give up so easy. He's not going to answer, guys. Find another platform. And that's where I thought Simonon. Oh, right. So if they're going to start getting him on Simonon, I might as well go there first and start posting videos, which I've done. Okay, and I watched your channel for years. Make another or change your name, and it will and I will confused. What's that? And it will confuse that person that shut your channel down. It's going to confuse Lionsground if he starts another channel. Yeah, sure. What idiot. Me to wish you come back more powerful. Don't you just wish you could slap some of these people? Man, Lionsground really effed this guy up. Well, why is Lionsground getting all the credit? I'm the one that's been on his back more than anybody. What did he do? Oh my god. What did he do? I was literally just thinking about you. Oh, you poor baby. What's that guy? Sure, Jan Hansen. Start a new channel. You were one of my top YouTubers. This goes on and on. I agree with that. Brandon is family awkward. I don't know what he's on about. Skinwalker Ranch on History Channel seems very sketchy. There have been so many others that got cancelled recently. Yeah, but they weren't hoaxes. They were politics channels that Google didn't agree with, so they silenced them. You know what to do, Tyler. Anyway, it just goes on and on. It's just amazing, really. All these people still don't know. I miss your videos. Sickening to see it, you know. Do a backup channel. Yeah. Make sure and let me know which channel it is so I can upload all my debunks on them. Maybe can wake up some of these clowns. So yeah, if you ain't been to that page, I'll post the link here. Tyler. I can't see. Tyler. Twitter. Of course, I have to be not logged in because I'm blocked. I wonder why I'm blocked. Yeah, it's not about his personal troubles though, Shelley. Rehab and all that. It's all about what he's been doing when he was actually in rehab. For the last 8 years, he's been clean. It's only recently he slipped up again. He started this channel to try and make some money. He did it thinking that he was going to take the mockery out of ufology people like yourself. The first one being the Bob Lazar interview that he did, or the fake Bob Lazar. We call him the Area 51 guy because he doesn't actually give a name. But he's obviously cloned it off Bob Lazar's story, right? And when you listen to it, it's about things on the moon and L-shaped craft and all that sort of nonsense. So yeah, that brings us to Third Phase on the Moon, who also did a hit piece on MUFON. So we'll just play that, and they also got a video we're going to analyze. So we'll just look at it now. And it's very sad too. So we're going to look at this and analyze it and see if we can figure it out, because it's just garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. But yeah, I just want to skip to the bit about MUFON they got in the second half, and it makes me laugh and angry at the same time. But anyway, we'll just carry on.
Terrestrial in origin, but in my opinion, some of these are possibly just life forms that we're
Let's
not
see
aware
if we
of.
can up
And
it
it's
a wee bit.
interesting that J.C. Powers says that his battery life to his
Yeah, you're just talking utter shit, Blake.
once.
Okay, let's just
In
go
my
to
opinion,
this.
MUFON should just pack it up, go home, and shut down the site. Their reputation has been jaded for many, many years now. You know what?
Okay, so he's telling that MUFON should shut up and go away. Well, we want that for the Third Phase of the Moon. We want them to shut up and go away too, because they're just UFO noise. They're just garbage. They're hoaxes. They've been caught out lots of times hoaxing stuff. Anyone that supports them is also a hoaxer, in my opinion, a fraud. And if they don't listen, then they just get outcast in my book. That includes Goofon out there. I'm not going to be friends with a guy that won't see that Blake Cousins is a fraudster. End of story. And this guy here is on the MUFON blacklist. Same with Tyler Klockner and security are on the UFO blacklist. So if their names come up for a UFO sighting, it's automatically put in the bin, even if it's a legit sighting, because they are tainted. You can't trust anyone that's tainted that's putting in a submission. Now here they are saying that MUFON should pack up and go home, but MUFON, as we just found out, there's hundreds and hundreds of good people, and because of few bad back apples doesn't mean it should pack up and dismantle and go away. Who else is going to collect daily reports and going out there on foot and drive to these remote locations and interview people? Are they going to do it?
When I was a kid, I used to look up to MUFON. I would really think that they were the source for UFOs, but I was let down once Third Phase of Moon started to take reports from the people around the world, and we started to hear stories on how MUFON didn't want to follow up on UFO sightings. They never got back to the people that shot the video, that posted it up on their site. There was really no correspondence whatsoever. So that was one of the reasons. Basically, lack of respect for the people that shoot UFO phenomenon. I think that's really important. But the second thing that got me is when I found out years later that Robert Bigelow paid off MUFON, basically approximately $750,000 per year, or for 2 years, not exactly sure, just a massive amount of money to gain the information, the collection database. Bigelow wanted it all for himself, and you know what, at that point I was done with MUFON. Basically, they were not sharing the evidence, in my opinion. They were just sharing it
with people that are willing to pay. That's not necessarily true, but I don't agree with what MUFON was doing there. Obviously, a lot of people don't. But that's doesn't mean that the people that are actually on the ground doing the investigations anything to do with what HQ are doing. Makes you wonder where all the money was going, because it certainly wasn't going to the people actually doing the boots on ground stuff, when it should have been, really. I think MUFON structure is totally wrong. They need to pay their top investigators. If you get up to a certain level of investigation and you've been there so many years, then you should be invited in as a paid member and do it full time. That's my feeling. And they should have like equipment built for them and all that sort of stuff. Personally, I think if they did a TV show like we do on YouTube here, and they just filmed it and documented it, people would watch it. People would subscribe to it, they'd watch it and see how each case goes, even if it turned out to be a hoax or crazy person or whatever. But you'd have to mask the people's faces and use different names or blurp out their names, but people would still watch it, right? They could easily do something like that. At the moment, the MUFON, I don't know if you ever seen MUFON TV, but they've been putting up really crazy shit lately. Stupid cases, some of the most stupid cases I've ever seen, including that one that was walking around a car park filming a Christmas tree with lights, claiming he was talking to aliens. That's just a crap. But anyway, I think Blake Cousins got some cheek to say MUFON should be scrapped and all that sort of stuff, and especially with that title there, The End of MUFON. Is that clickbait or what,
They're bought out. They sold to all ufologists. You could put an app UFO and it looks almost legit, but if you're...
The problem with selling their databases, they're breaking privacy there if they were selling it to Bigelow. That shouldn't happen. I think that's been a lot of the problem that a lot of people have been talking about for a while.
The right-minded, is a big fake, and they're so obvious. They put it out there. That's just one to begin with, Blake. Yeah, absolutely. These apps that are in everybody's hands, they could download these apps. They could shoot a point in the sky, and then they could mimic like a UFOs in there. And it's run rampant. There's been some debunks about it. I think Lions Ground debunked it. A good job on Lions Ground for debunking that. If you want to take a look at this app.
Has he been given extra tan there or what? Oh my God.
That people are falling for. We didn't touch this with the 10-foot pole. People try to share these videos with us on Third Phase Moon. We thought they were real fishy looking. Didn't want to put it out, and we didn't. But when we're looking at it on MUFON site, they had no problem putting it out there. Who knows what MUFON's up to? But now that the president has been taken down and his charges are very, again, disturbing to say the least. I'm not going to get into it. I think, in my opinion,
it's pretty much the worst criminal case you could get into, but we don't even need to say it and give this guy.
Now, what'd be funny if Blake Cousins gets caught in a compromising position in a men's toilet. But anyway, can't listen to that guy too much. We'll just go back over this video here and start doing some... I'm going to also bring up that guy here too, the Goofon guy that made a comment saying that... well, actually, maybe I'll play that now. Richard here was saying that MUFON should take over from... Third Phase should take over from MUFON. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's see, is it queued? Yeah, let Fraud Channel take over the whole ufology. I suppose we'll go somewhere good with that. Come on, Google.
But anyway, Third Phase with some strong words, man. They definitely don't like him. And you know why?
Yeah, because they're on the blacklist of MUFON.
When you're as big as Third Phase, I think you would like, because I know I talk to a lot of people and I'm only at 1,450 subscribers. They're almost at 1 million. So I can't imagine the amount of emails that they must get daily.
That's why you hire people.
It's got to be absolutely crazy. People sending them stuff all the time. They must be throwing out a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they have like auto purge, like Tyler
Either that or
has.
nobody's sending sightings out. We have got to start this new movement, I believe. I think we need to. Peter Davenport, who has National UFO Reporting Center for many, many years, he doesn't want the responsibility. He doesn't even like updating NewFork or NewForce, whatever you call it. He doesn't even like doing it. It used to be 2 to 3 months backlogged. We'd be like, wait a minute, I sent you that in March. It's already May. Oh, you don't understand. Sometimes he just gets tired of working. You don't want to do anything. I can imagine how many people sending out. But, that's...
Oh, Rich,
you never
you're a
hear
complete idiot
anything
with the stupid
from National
voices.
UFO Reporting Center.
Yeah, bah.
They're nowhere. You never hear about Peter Davenport anywhere. I don't. I know he did
Richard,
an
what are we
interview
gonna do with
somewhere
you?
close to our world here
Blake
recently.
Cousin,
of course, it's UFOs,
you're
somebody
his
in our
sock
community
puppet
just
or
recently, I
muppet.
think, interviewed Peter Davenport. It was pretty good.
He's
I was
got you
surprised he even
well
did the interview.
controlled for his promotions.
Years ago, 15 years ago, I was told Peter Davenport wants nothing to do with the UFO community anymore.
Well, he's probably
I've been
old
hearing
and
it
sick
every
of
year.
all the bullshit, probably.
I'm the
I can
same
understand
way.
that.
Every year. I'm not doing this anymore. It's the same story. It's the
it's a
same
big
people.
job. That's why it's a lot of work.
Why do you think I want to talk about different things every now and then? It's always the same. It's boring. The community's gotten boring. I think we could even make it real exciting. Third Phase collaborating
Goofon,
with
you're
Goofon,
boring.
collaborating. Dave could be the voice. I could do my show once or twice a week. I don't know what Dave. Maybe he'll have a weekend thing. Maybe he can pick up those weekend nights if he needs anybody.
You need integrity and morals.
There's so many ideas. I'm going to draw out a
First,
plan. I'm just letting everybody know. It may take me a day.
You can't
it
work
may
with
take
frauds.
me a
You
year.
can't have double
When I'm ready, I'll let
standards,
you know.
guys. Come on. MUFON hasn't got double
I'm
standards.
a procrastinator. I've got a lot of ideas. As soon as the show's over, I better go and put them down on paper, or else I'll never do it. Can you believe those shirts? Did anybody see? Hold on. Oh, yeah, MUFON. Wait a second. How come it wasn't?
Come on,
Did I
Rich,
miss
get
something
together.
on Third Phase's video? I thought they showed the.
Come
Oh,
on.
here it is. All right.
Drink your nos. You need some nos. You need some
this way
energy.
I don't have to do it. I was going to do it. I'm going to let them do it.
Come on. Come on,
It's
Rich.
easier.
Stick it out.
I don't want to work.
No, I don't want to work.
I wasn't even going to do the show tonight. I was looking ways to get out of it, but I just can't do that. To you. See, that's
This guy's
dedication.
just a laugh, isn't he?
Devotion.
People laugh at him, not with him.
We care.
Anyway.
All right. Here we go. Finish this up.
Come on.
Like MUFON was just interested in the money. What's amazing to me too is
MUFON were interested in the money. How wrong is that? You know, we just talked about only the HQ get money.
Join now and you can have basic monthly.
And they don't pay it out to the real people that are doing the work.
Excuse me, $60 a year, or you got $119 a year for the enhanced level and $300 a year. And this is incredible that MUFON just wants to take advantage via their site. We're putting out our stuff for free. You see a couple commercials here and there and stuff. But
Oh my God, $300 a year. Oh, I remember.
Oh my God. Anyway. Whereabouts does it go? I think he talks about Alien Attic and everybody else can take over from where MUFON left off, and yeah, right. It's not going to happen. Yeah, they're saying their stuff is free, but it's garbage. At least MUFON stuff is from real cases, even if they turn out to be fake.
Remember this. This is the one where I said, let's give them the best deal.
Let's see, where does he talk about Alien Attic? There he goes, he's thinking, come on, Richard.
Man.
You can do it. Spit it out.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh, we aren't. We aren't kidding. Go on, Richard.
Okay. I just I didn't realize some things tonight, and I just read some messages from you guys. I'm sorry. All right. So before we get out of here, I wanted to play.
Maybe I missed
Did anybody ever? Hold on. No, I can't even do that. Damn it. No, I can't do that now.
This guy is so funny.
I've got to.
It's like my piss take video I did, right? It's so small, I can't see it. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway. But he talks about somewhere there. I must have gone past it. It might have been at the front here, but Alien Attic. Let's see. What does...
Heads of MUFON have come and gone. People have come and gone. That whole community has been.
What is he talking about?
And I don't even know if I'm going to keep Goof on Radio Stream as the name. I never liked it anyway. It was always a play on MUFON, greatest UFO network.
Trash and burn, trash and burn.
Network. But people, they're going to think of Jan
I think
Harzan
Goof on is a perfect name for
Goof
Rich.
On, right? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know what to do. I don't like it. But anyway, third phase with some strong words, man. They definitely
still missed
don't.
it. Where is he talking about Alien Edit? Must be here somewhere. Or is he still thinking?
Consider it done. Thank you for the $5. I can't believe it.
So they throw
Appreciate
money
it.
at this guy, and he's
Very
just
nice.
a talking head, really.
Walk on the street, and when there's new kids play.
Oh, God.
They send us the video evidence, the stories through.
Oh, here we go. I think it's this part here.
About 100
Yeah, it's glowing, Johnny.
Near the
Goof on Radio, Spaced Out Radio, Alien Addict, and
Mr.
maybe
Player.
a couple of more. Dr. J.
It's a complete fraud.
See, I think we can be MUFON with our channel.
Yeah, let's all the fraud channels get together and be MUFON.
A community and name it something.
I give up.
all goes under
UFO
the
field needs to
umbrella
be
of something,
petroled and set alight,
but
really.
we all chip in. You guys send us the video evidence, the stories through email, the pictures.
They can't even do basic analysis. They don't even know how to use Flight Radar.
YouTube. Third Phase will use YouTube.
Oh my God.
Maybe a website. I don't know. Dave can talk about things if he'd like to be involved or share information. However, Dave goes out and actually goes to conventions. So when those start going up, I'm going to be doing it.
I just thought it was hilarious. So fraud channels can take over from MUFON. Great. UFO ufology is doomed. Hey. Now this has turned out to be one big rant today. So yeah, what was that one? That's right. So we want to do that one. Third phase. Let's go back to this crazy video of theirs. What is it, guys? What is it? Is it loud enough? It's got crazy music. It's almost making me want to drift off to sleep in the headset here.
I'm gonna try to zoom in.
Optical zoom? No, digital zoom, of course, which is useless.
It's like really weird. Like you see like three of them joining together, and then like they split and they rejoin.
Oh yeah, real red. We'll have this one debunked before long. And you can't even zoom in. That says maximum zoom, is it? Yeah. You can see it's far away from them,
looks really weird.
Looks like maybe a tree there.
It's in the distance.
Some dark shape there anyway.
Zoom in.
And night sky. So that's the sort of one you need to get hold of the video and run it through some filters. But you can see how grainy and horrible it is.
There's no noise.
Low light.
No sound.
No sound.
You're looking at a photograph that JC Powers captured.
So here's the photograph, which is better quality, you know, because phone is going to be maximum 1080p. Photograph is going to be 4000 by 3000p. 3 times the quality down, as well as probably 4 times across. So where is it here? Is it this one here? This photograph? Whereabouts are we looking for this object here? I thought it was up here somewhere. That's it there, isn't it? Is that the object way in the distance? Or is it, what's this one here? Is this a part of it here? If that's that looks like a kite tail. If that's a, or a plane contra on long exposure. Or is it up here? So I don't know. It's not very clear, is it?
Object captured in the sky. You see the tree line. You see the tree line to the left. He captured it with his night shot, but then he continued to
left.
video.
Well, that's to the right here, on my right. Where is it going? To the left. Well, there's left here, and I can't see any kite. I think he's made a mistake there. I think he means to the right. Or he's flipped the image on his display that he's looking at. So yeah, it's not making any sense there.
This object captured in the sky. You see the tree line. You see the tree line to the left. He captured it with his night shot, but then he continued to videotape this on his cell phone as well.
Okay,
we're
this
looking
is
at
the
it
best
right now,
thing
giving
here.
a closer look. Let's tell you the situation behind this. JC Powers, he was camping out in Castell, Texas, at the Lay Festi campground, and he said this was taken around 11:45 p.m. July 1st, 2020. He said he was out there with his daughter, and when his daughter went to bed, he stayed up, enjoyed the campfire, and noticed something glowing in the sky about 150 feet over the river near the tree line. He's stating, JC, that he's not saying it's UFOs, but he doesn't think it's a drone. Well, the whole point...
No, it's fairly obviously a kite, isn't it? Kite with LEDs on. With the strobing effect of the LEDs. It's so fairly obvious. So why didn't they, if they were experts, 15, how many years they've been doing this? They should know that's a strobing lead kite being flown around. It may not even be on a rope. It may even be one of these RC ones. But because it's so stationary, I suspect it will be on a line, and it might even be like a fishing kite that someone stuck some LED lights on it so they can see whereabouts it is even. And of course it could be going around a balloon, but I don't think so. It could be like a balloon fishing kite with the lights going around the outside of the rim. Let's see if we can snap a snapshot of that one and actually have a better look at it. Probably can make it bigger and then grab it, I suppose. But it's only going to enhance the pixels. Save it across here. We really need the visual video to be doing proper analysis, but we have to do what we got, you know. See, this is the garbage if they're putting out all the time and they can't do any investigation. They should be able to see straight away that's... A MUFON investigator would say, yep, that's a lead kite straight off, just by looking how it's looking at the signatures and probably the location on the map and all that sort of business. So, yeah, can we actually see any structure, like a black canvas or anything like that? Probably not, because you can see how far away it is. But you can see there the lights are definitely overexposed. And it looks like it is reflecting either off cloud there, or maybe even off the canvas itself. Right, if you really overexpose it, you can see it starts to join together into a kite shape, right? It's forming a kite shape. Let's flip around some colors. Let's see if anything else pops out. So you can start to see how the light's reflecting off some sort of surface there. It's definitely got a shape to it happening there. And there you go, look. Can definitely see it's got some sort of triangle shape. And it's illuminating more of what's right around it to what the atmosphere is. So let's see if we can find a possible match for it. Because I'm pretty sure it's just a lead kite. I don't see any balloon structure there. I think the lead lights are actually curved on the back of the kite here, which we've seen before. So let's have a look and search lead kites. Straight away we've got this one coming up. And we need to find one that's got circular patterns on it. Now, was that streak of light also maybe a towel that lit up? Occasionally lights up like these ones in that photograph, like this one here. But you can see here we've got some circular shapes happening. All sorts of patterns. But I'm pretty sure I've seen this particular one that we're looking at, so let's see if I can find it. There's one with a lot of LEDs on the edge of it, but you can modify it any way you want. So there's a typical night kite there, right? You compare that to what's going on here, you can start to see it looks very kite-like. It's got that sort of shape, and it's got the bend in the things going on. Probably going to have to try several searches to find the one I want with the bendy lights. I've seen it before. So this one's sort of got the bendy lights happening, but it's not the one I'm after. I know I have come across it, but it'll be one of these days that I can't find it while I'm doing a live debunk. There's some of the common designs. A bicycle of all things. Fish. Star. But that's not what I'm after. Here's one that rotates around. That's getting closer to what we're after. It's got the right kite shape to it. But if you just had these row of LED lights that are blinking in and out, that would be perfect. And you get rid of the other ones there, and just put a single white light there at the front, and you got the same thing. They've probably modified it themselves, probably. I know I have seen this one. Why can't I find it? There's one very similar. It's got the rotating lights that go in and out. Flashing. It's not that one either. That one's closer to it. Probably not going to find it. There's another one that's closer. And if you put a bright light at the front here, we've probably got it almost. But it's not curved enough. Not curved. This one's a lot more curvy, I think. Let's see if we can overmap it anyway. We'll just grab that one. See how well that one would go. This is the fun stuff anyway. Trying to figure out what we're looking at. I don't think it's aliens. It looks too human-like. So I will just use that picture there to start with. And we'll get some more snapshots maybe. Let's add it as a layer. And if I hold down the shift key, it can keep the proportions. Ah, that's a lot better. And we want to get rid of some of the garbage around the outside. Probably bigger than that, probably. Oh, that's fun. These guys should give it a try. It's a lot of fun. Have I got all of it there? It's hard to know because it's all similar color. So probably the rest of the balloon was probably chopped off there because I can't see it. But I think it goes to a point there. Goes to a point here. Maybe I've just chipped off a wee bit too much. So let's see how close that fits. You can see the angle's not quite right. This is what I thought. Klingon world bird. So if we put the lights there, it's too high up. Unless it's bigger. These kites can be quite big. Let's see if I can resize it more without stuffing it up. Does that sort of match up better? It sort of does. So you're only going to see the main body of a canvas here. So it's not quite the right one. We need to get something that's got more curvature to it. But anyway, that was a bit of fun. Just bring that one back. Oh. And do it. And we'll just go back to the base there. Okay, let's see if we can find a better one. Looks like they're not colourful LED lights either, are they? They're sort of... Well, unless they're changing colour, are they? We have to go back to the video. But they've turned bright white blue there if they have been changing colour. So what else we got that we can go on? Where's the one I want? Where is it? It's got to be here. Where are you? That shape one. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to find it. Flying fish. What are these guys talking about on the side there? Shelley, what are you talking about? Okay, are you keeping on the topic? You need to be helping me debunk this one. Are you on your laptop now? I hope you're not using that hacked iPad still. You're going to be asking for trouble again. So this one's got the nice round business happening there. It's got the right bend on it. Here we go. Flying bird. See, that one looks like it's got the right shape on the LEDs happening. But it's not the one I was after. But it's good match, that close match to that, what we're looking for. The curvature. You can also help to do a search on the side. You can look for it as well and post a link, especially if you've got moderation rights there. You don't have to let me try and find it by myself. So here's another one that's got the bendiness happening, but it's got lots of lights on it. One that's a spider. I just I can't find the one. I'm pretty sure I've come across that point that's doing that repeating pattern. Here's another one that's kind of like a bird, but it's not got the curvature like this one. There's that one again. So frustrated. That one's got the curvature going on it, but it's not a butterfly one. That one's the closest. Anyway, let's just save that one, overlay it. That one's really close. So how many LED lights are we looking at here? You can count them up normally. Let's see. It's so overexposed though. It's going to have to at least be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lights either side, 4 or 5 lights. I don't think we can actually see the individual LEDs, even if we try and dim it down. Let's try it. Can we see the individual LEDs on it? The stupid thing's gone slow. Oh, look at this. Damn useless computer. Alright. It may be 1,000 times more powerful than the one that launched the spaceship to the moon, but still it's not powerful enough. Not for my needs anyway. Yeah, let's try brightness. Where does it say? Lighten, darken. Yeah. You can almost see the lights here. Almost. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. 4. And a bright white light on the front. I think it's 4. Maybe I can get a better snapshot. They had a few other better ones at the beginning. Let's see. Where is it? Where do they zoom in on it?
I'm zoomed in.
You're looking at a photograph that JC bed.
Better one.
He stayed up so that people have captured.
Oh yeah, is that the better one? I'll probably get a snap cut of it. Let's try that one. Stuffed it up. That'll do. But you did a closer up one than that. Let's just see if I can find it.
Captured. Permission granted. We're going to be supplying the original link below. And we're letting people share their incredible testimony, eyewitness accounts from the people that shot it.
Shut up. Let's mute that stupid twit. Anyway, we'll allow them to share on our channel so we can make some money off you, you dopey bastards. Anyway, they just really make me angry. I didn't say the F word. I mean the B word. Well, you can see that how it's sequenced there with the LED controls. Blinking in and out, in and out, in and out. I so wanted to find a particular kite for this one though. I thought I could find it on the live doing it. Out of focus, out of focus. Getting into focus. So can we see much on that? 1, 2. So it looks like the lights do go further around. So it's got to be at least 4 to 6. Anywhere between 4 and 6. There we go. Well, I think we already got that one. Okay, let's just bring it in. Ooh-wee. Which one was it now? That one. I can see we're not going to be able to get everything done today, but anyway. That's why I do a midweek one, so we can do more on a Saturday when more people are watching. Okay, so can we see the lights on this particular one? So there you go, you still got the triangle shape happening. You can see the lights are lighting up the canvas. At least the CPU's behaving at the moment, fingers crossed. No, can't see. We can't seem to get the same colour and actually see the little circles of the LEDs happening. So overexposed there, unfortunately. Anyway, if we bring in that picture that we just snapped, where is it? That one there. I think we might have a better match. Certainly got the right angular thing on it. If we make it a wee bit more transparent. Transparent. You can see if we scale it down the right size. I need to hold the shift key in. That it's sort of lining up. So for the row of lights are going to be on some other kite, and that's going to be like a single LED light at the front. So yeah, 4 lights either side, and that one in the middle there has actually been moved to the front. That's what it looks like. It looks very similar. It sort of matches up. But yeah, it's not the one I've seen that I've seen the typical triangle kite with that particular thing on the rear end of it and a single white light at the front. But it'll be out there on the searches somewhere. So let's move on. Bingo! People modify these and they splice different kites together. You can buy the LED strips yourself and just put it on your kite. So I think we'll just stick with that one as being super close, but not exact, you know. Else we'd spend too much time on it. Now I'm choking. Let's move on. Complete waste of time. These guys. So on to the next video. I think it's on the next tab. This one here, humanoid. So let's have a look at this one. We don't need that anymore, but if you want to go and post on the Twitter whether you agree or not, you can. But I said today we'd look at it in more detail. Yeah, so I made this comment here. If only was the end of third phase of the moon, because they put the end of MUFON. So let's have a look at this silly one and see if we can solve it.
Third phase.
Yeah, we got plenty of time. I could go on for another 2 hours anyway. We started a wee bit early today. Oh, what's this overtaken? Could it be RC something?
A lot of videos, over 5 tonight. We're going to be going over. I want to get
5, so I'm going to be busy.
Do you think weather is a reason for some of the phenomenon that we
so probably a bird or a bat. Yeah.
will be seeing tonight? Massive orbs appearing next to major airliners.
Oops.
Metallic shaped craft captured over the coast of California. You're going to be blown away. Hold on, everybody. This is a premiere.
That's why they video through a car window with wipers going.
Live. We're doing it right now. Appreciate the chat, and we're going to get to it right now.
How
Andrew
ridiculous.
Hutchinson submitted this to his Facebook. We have permission granted. Let's just roll with it.
Pixel UFOs, just our favorite. Okay, what do we got? There we go. Bunch of balloons. Look how windy it is. Hey, let's have a good laugh. Come on. Zoom in. Filmed the wrong way. Filmed in portrait, not landscape. Oh yeah, it looks like it's going with the wind. What do you reckon, guys? If that was flying against the wind and you could prove it, then we have something.
Right, what did Andrew capture? We have multiple eyewitnesses.
Let's see if we can zoom in. It looks like a bunch of balloons. What do you reckon? Alright, let's get some comparisons up. Let's close that one, do a new search. Balloon bunch. Helium. let's see how we're going to go. Now, guess who else did one of these on one of their first videos? UFO Seekers had the same sort of thing up. What are these ones? A bunch of balloons that are tied together. Probably something closer to that, probably. And you can get ones with different shapes as well added in. But yeah, we're obviously looking something like that so far. And it's going to obviously rotate around in the wind. There's one with weighted water balloons underneath that you put on birthday party tables. And of course, people pop them at the end and these float away. So that's probably what we're looking at, something like that. So let's go back to the video again. There we go, side by side, out of focus blurriness. I don't know if we're going to get a better snapshot than that, so let's stick with that one first. Yep, only you get this on a real UFO channel, Third Phase of the Moon. Do I sound like I'm getting more sarcastic as the years go on? Damn right. Yeah, let's keep on going.
We're looking at it right now, very up close, and Andrew states that he...
So it looks like it's deforming into some darker images here as it's rotating, but it's optical illusion, obviously. So let's grab another one there. Humanoid. Is that what they said? What am I doing? It's a humanoid, people. A bunch of balloons that turned into a human. Flying humanoids. There you go, clickbait. We're an honest channel. We don't have to use clickbait hiddens.
Thinks that it's some kind of person in a jet pack.
A jetpack, guys. It's gusty wind, and if you're flying a jetpack in a gusty wind like that, he's not making any headwind. That's for sure. He's flying against the wind, and he's...
We're doing it.
So is it a bunch of balloons still? It probably is. That just looks like one of those flying stormtrooper balloons. Let's see if we get a snapshot of that one. Could be a stormtrooper balloon. Who knows? How did that transform from that to that? So once we put it side by side together, it'll make more sense.
Side by side comparison.
Yeah, what a wild catch, Blake. Take a look at that. It
Wild, man. We're wild.
goes in between trees, and you can see past behind the other tree there. So it gives a good scale on whatever this thing is. It's large. I would say at least 6 to 7 feet.
Yeah, a bunch of balloons can be quite big.
People are going to say this looks very much like a humanoid, Blake.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it closely. It's very stable in its flight.
So what looks like feet could be those little balloons like in the other one that we're looking at. They have little water in it, so they weight them down to the table. But if you pop one of them, then they sort of become sort of buoyant and lift off, which people do, and they pop them at weddings when they're drunk. So could it be thicker string? Sure could. Could be ribbons coming down.
Flight pattern. If this was a string of balloons, you would see some kind of wobbly manner to it, but
not if you got weighted balloons at the bottom. Bing, bing, bing.
It's very stationary, but then again, the
there we go. It's starting to rotate now. I think.
Characteristics of this, it's very strange.
It's starting to look back like a bunch of balloons again.
Strange. It seems like.
See that? It's rotated around, and you can't see the little balloons on the bottom.
It's drifting.
Doesn't look like a character balloon now, does it?
With the wind, but some people might say that
you can see it swaying back and forth here.
That this is a flying humanoid. What's interesting too is these guys talk utter crap.
and they should be disbarred off the net. Okay, so let's save that one. It's not going to be an identical match, of course, but it'll give us something to work with. It's going to probably be a bigger bunch than that. Probably something more like that one. There's so many. Looser bunch there. Here's one with some dark quartz. And some weight at the bottom. On the bottom. There one. Those ones have got bows on. So yeah, let's start off looking. Who thinks they're not balloons on the side chat? I know we only got 4 people watching. Because we've, you know, the lurkers have gone away. You know, the haters out there. Doesn't like me telling the truth about them. Anyway. Okay, looks like a balloon on that one. Should we sharpen it up on that one? Photo. Sharpen. You can see it's only going to be a black blurry mess probably. But I think we can see individual balloons there now. Even if it's sort of lacking different colours. It looks like it might be 2 different tones of colour balloons. Black and maybe white or red. So you can start to see that now. And of course we've made the cords thicker here. And we can't see the little balloons at the bottom, but it might be just some weights. That's not strong enough to hold it down now. But if we zoom in that, you can see the individual balloons almost. Alright. There's quite a few there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 11, at least 11 balloons. And if I draw circles around him, he's seeing things. That pool doesn't know what he's doing. You can just see the haters out there. So we got one up here, one underneath. We squashed more underneath it. Got another one here. Another one there. Oh, that one's got squashed. Another one there. Definitely looks like one there. A little tiny one. Looks like one there. And so on. One there. There's a few more there. One between there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's probably another one there. Squashed in between. And one in the middle. I think it's about 10 or 11. Like so, right? All the whiteness here is obviously compression artifacts. And of course the sharpener enhances that so it shows up more. So it looks like a bunch of balloons, and you got the strings coming down. And you can see it a wee bit clearer when you zoom up close. It looks like black balloons. 1, 2, 3 at the top here. 1, 2, 3. Looks like there might be some red balloons maybe. 1, 2, 3 underneath that one. And then another cluster of black balloons. 1, 2. Looks like a red balloon there, black balloon there, black balloon, balloon, or two black balloons together. Another one over here. There's a gap. There's another black balloon. And there's the strings coming down, and looks like it could be tied on the end of another small weighted balloon or weight of some kind. And Free Dragon. Be right back. Okay, Joe. Everybody's running away. Oh no, he's broken them. He scared them off. Evil person. The horrid debunker. I'm afraid it has to be done. Everything can't be a nice, peaceful world. It's full of chaos, corruption, evil people, and liars. And I bet the person filming it knew the person released a bunch of balloons from a party. It's so windy you could see it could slip up and fly up. It's pretty rough, but that'll do. There we go. It's got thicker string. I think it's got a few more balloons, but you can see now how it sort of fits, right? So what does it look like a humanoid on the other ones? I think it needs 1, 2, 3. But you can see how the balloons are together there. That explains how it sort of goes around here. Why there's one at the top here. And this is looks like it's being bent slightly here with the wind, and the weight at the bottom is sort of bending this way. Anyway, let's get the next one. It's amazing what crap is on. This would be like the, was it Robert Bingham guy? There we go, here's our humanoids. So let's have a look at this one. So, who doesn't believe it's balloons so far? Okay, so we know there's a gap on the first thing, and then it rotates. And you can see the weights here. Could be a balloon, weighted balloons with water in. It could be lead weights that can't keep it under control. I don't think we can do much with it. You can see it's such poor quality. But we can apply a sharpener to that one. And you can start to see the individual balloons again. And we can get rid of some of the whiteness here. Is it that one? That one there. Makes it a bit more skinny looking. So you can see here, it looks like two round things on the bottom. If I zoom in, it looks like those two round balloons that you get at the bottom. So why couldn't we see it in the other pictures? Well, maybe because it was rotated around and it wasn't reflecting enough light back. But now they've come around and then they're reflecting back. But you can see here, it doesn't look like a stormtrooper balloon at all. Could there be also some sort of other type of balloon attached to a bunch? Could well be. Or it could be just couple of deflated balloons on the edge here, and it might be just another coloured balloon here, but I think it's a hole that's happening. Looks to me like I can bring it up. Two little circles at the bottom. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. Looks like, oh, what's happened there? Alright, I forgot to change that back down. Oh, can't see it now. It's too small. It looks almost like it's rotated oval shape. There. Don't know if you can see that very well. Why is it not changing colour? Not changing colour. Because I clicked off it? No. And there's another one there. And we got a lot of ribbon or string, ribbon and string going up here. Ribbons, ribbons, ribbons coming down to the anchor balloons. And if you get enough of balloons, you're going to have a lot of these cords coming down. Definitely a balloon there. See a round shape here. Definitely one there. Looks like one there. One there. And one there. We're not seeing that so distinctive black and red balloons at the moment. We got a whole bunch of them in here. All sort of squashing in. What this here is, I'm not too sure. Could that be a oddball balloon that's in the bunch? It's possible. Well, it could be just an optical illusion. Well, it could be a whole row of little tiny ones, tiny balloons. They have deflated a wee bit and got deformed, right? Sort of makes sense. And the cables got loose here. It's like there's some connection happening here. Probably can't see the cord. Definitely looks like balloons still, but what's the next one? Looks more like the Stormtrooper one, but it's this optical illusion, I think. Let's zoom it up. It's a real mess, isn't it? Still looks like the two balloons at the bottom there. How can people not film stuff in focus? Hey? Have they always got it on autofocus? I'm not sure if you can manual focus on a smartphone now, can you? Maybe they don't give you the option. Maybe people are too lazy to play around with it. So why would it go from looking like black balloons and red balloons? Oh. Definitely can see reflection off there, right? You can see the edge of that one there, see it reflecting some of the light. Definitely two different colour balloons. Well, it can go from there to looking like a white blob. That's quite interesting. Yeah, so let's sharpen it. Yeah, I think we got a lot of motion blur here. That's why it's looking strange. I think we got some rolling shutter. I wonder if we can get a better one. Looks like a balloon there. But I think we got a lot of motion blur happening. Let's see, go back to the video, see what we can get. It's pretty crap in it.
You can see the girls there. They're looking at it. They're kind of
they're kind of laughing. Let's send it to third phase.
Great shot too, right from there. It pulls. You can see the full area, and then
yeah, it looks like a bunch of balloons.
He zooms in on this object, and right there, you can
objects.
Almost, it does.
Yeah, you can see the individual balloons. It's definitely got not string, but it's definitely got some ribbons. It's definitely a lot thicker than normal.
It does look like a man wearing a jetpack, but
a jetpack, eh?
It's hard to say what it is. It could.
We're just talking a load of crap about it. So why does it change color? You can see here now, if you look at the full picture, how out of focus it is, and you can see it looks like motion blue's added in for sure. Look how smudgy it is. So that's not the real shape of it. But you can see here on that top one, definitely looks like a balloon. There you go, looks changing shape now. You can see it's less blurred, motion blurred there. But it's off frame. Just as when we wanted to look at it properly, it goes off frame.
But I don't see really balloons that look like this.
Oh, don't you? You haven't seen many balloons?
So stationary as well.
No, it's not spinning around.
A drone mocked up to look like a human. Well, that's
a drone.
Possibility. We've seen these kind of mocked up.
Yeah, Blake, you should be ahead of MUFON. You so know your stuff, man.
Humans that are pretty light. They have an exoskeleton and they're kind of hollow.
He's like a Giorgio, isn't he? He talks out of crap. He's a moron. Why am I going to mute it? Damn it. It's a day of swearing, I tell you. Yeah, here we go. Is it going to pause? Let's see if we can do the super zoom. You can see the compression artifacts. Hey, finally we're getting some zoom in there. You can see it rotating. Rotating. Deforming. Rotating. Okay. So, motion blur, rolling shutter. Kind of looks like a ghost figure. Terrible, terrible filming. Well, it's not going to be any good. There's a bunch of balloons, guys. Get over it. Okay, let's have a look at the next stuff. Now the question is, did they send it to MUFON, or did they send it to those two clowns? Probably send it to those two clowns.
You can see past behind the other tree there, so.
Yeah, okay, what else you got?
Moon archive videos that is still as yet to be explained. What
What else we got to come? Oh, this area guy, he's doing balloons as well. In fact, it even looks like the same balloons. We'll come to him in a minute. That guy talks utter crap as well. Aliens confirmed. Yeah, critters called balloons. What do we got here?
the heck is this? A Coast Guard plane in a close encounter with a black and white Tic Tac. You can see it go
Is that just a small helicopter?
above the wing of the Coast Guard plane.
It's out of focus. Look at this blue foo. It's this crap video and
Exactly what it
it's a bit hard to tell what it is because it's out of focus.
is. Not sure. Is this something that resembles the Secret Space Force? What they're
You know what I think? I think it released a parachute and the parachute's going down an angle here. And it hasn't opened up. That's what I think it
developing
is.
right now to buzz close by to
Now here's the parachute coming down now.
planes and our Air Force, Navy.
Yeah, you can see.
Is it a skydiver? Oh god, we're not going to get a decent look at it, I think. Let's just get rid of these talking clowns and slow it down a bit. I don't want that. Hey. Where's the speed? The 25, that'll do. Let's have a look. Oh, what's happened? There we go. Whoop. Let me just get it adjusted right. Okay, so what are we looking at? Is it a skydiver and a sky suit that's coming down? There's someone doing a skydive jump and the plane just happened to fly past in the shot. That's what it looks like. It looks like they're sort of not opened up yet. What's the rest of the footage? Does it go to the terrain or what? What's all this stuff here? Branch? What's this in the way? What the hell's that? I reckon it's a skydiver in a sky suit. That'll look at bent then. I can see his arms. Arms or legs. Legs probably. Two legs doing a V shape. There we are. And the plane looks like it's really close, but it's probably way up there. I don't know. It's a skydiving suit. What do they call them? Gliding suit. That's probably the plane it jumped from. There it is, coming down now. A tic-tac, they reckon. Everything's a tic-tac because it's good for ratings. Here it comes here. No, the plane's just got to be happen to be in the wrong place. It's got to be a skydiver. I wonder how far the plane is from him, because you wouldn't get a plane that close to a skydiver, would you? Unless it's like a proper, stuntman thing. Maybe it's from a movie or something. That's probably what it is. And then we don't see it because it passes in front of a tree or something there. It's behind a tree now. And there was a time there it looked like we could see arms and legs though. Let's see if I can find it again. Let's see if we can enhance it. Here it comes. I think that plane's miles away from it. See, it's just too small. There's no way we're going to see it. On original size, they need to zoom in for us. And there was a close up there some stage where I could see the legs. Well, see if I can get it. It's only in a few frames. I still don't think they're close enough. It was there, around about there somewhere. So it's in one of those, what do you call it? Skydiving jump shoots. What do you call it? Wings? Flying wing? Something like that. A skydiver. Some kind of stunt going on there. Professionals that know what they're doing. Here we go. It's like one of these things here. And I could see the V shape happening in video. And it's two colours, black and white probably. That one's more transparent there. Kind of looks transparent. I don't know if I should waste much more time on that really. There's another one here with white. Kind of looks like that one there. The white with the legs spreading. And what do you reckon? I should actually read. Whatever it is, it's not flying, it's falling. Yeah, it's gliding. Gliding with gravity and air pressure. It'll be something like this guy here, the white suit. Who wears white suit? White and blue. It's is it the Golden Knights? One of them has one of the army jumpers anyway. There's probably like a test run or something. Where did they get it from? You ain't gonna tell us where it come from, are you? No. We only got the jetpack person. Nothing about this one here. But yeah, there was a place where it looked like we could actually do a side-by-side comparison. Let's see, do they zoom in more here? They've gone to the next one. So blurry though. Kind of looks like arms going that way. Now let's see if we can enhance it anyway. That wasn't the best one. I saw something better than that. I mean, but it should be on a UFO channel saying it's a tic tac. That's just absolutely ridiculous. No analysis. Just annoys the hell out of me. And that's why I will keep on doing what I keep on doing. Got to try and bring some common sense to this field. It certainly lacks it. That's why we only got 3 people watching, because there's not really real UFO people out there. They just love these guys. They love the BS, you know. Why is the computer CPU going crazy? Right, can you see the limbs? There's like a leg coming this way, leg coming this way. It's not the best image, but I think we can sort of work with it. Let's see. Curves. Certainly blurry. There's a tic tac, man. It's overexposed there. Let's try. It's not going fast enough. It's not catching up to me. Ah, you damn slow piece of crap. 12 cores is not enough. Well, 12 threads anyway. No, I don't have any luck with this. It's just shit. You damn crap. Never used to be this bad. I'm not sure what's going on. That's really annoying. It's gone back to default, has it? Looks like it. Just can't bring out that other limb. Limb. No, it's going too slow. I give up. Mind you, it always goes wrong after 3 hours. What are we up to? Oh, we're getting close to 3 hours. That's probably why. Let's see if I can enhance it with the sharpener. Definitely need that new computer. Need a new computer. I'm not sure how I'm going to ever afford it though. Got so much I need to buy. Let's see what we can do with this sharpener. Are you working? It's got motion blur. And even that's going slow. We just can't see the other leg. He's got legs. It looks like his hands are coming to here. And his legs are opened up. But his hands are coming down to the side of him here, by the looks of it. This is bum, with the leg going out this way. But it's just not popping out. Just can't get it. Look at it. All the overexposure happening there. Artifacts. It's terrible. Yeah. just can't seem to get it. There was a better image where it was rotated a wee bit more. Yeah, it just looks like a blobby mess, doesn't it? What I think is, what I'm seeing here, to me anyway, is that looks like his bum going there. Why is it not changing the colours? Oh yeah, rat pig. Let's go into plan here. The bum. Pretty sure that's one of the legs coming this way, and that's another one opening up going that way slightly. And that's a bit of cloth in between. Mouse is really terrible. To me, it looks like he's got his hands next to his side. The CPU is peaking like crazy, and I can't even draw a straight line. Looks like the hand coming this way to me at the side, and looks like he's got little hands sticking out that way. Looks like it's sticking out that way a wee bit. And he's got his head up here with the helmet on. I know it's really bad, but the CPU is just stopping me drawing a straight line. And it looks like some fabric here. Obviously that one we can't see because it's closer to his body. It's like one of these base jumping suits. Anyway, I'm done with that. It's getting too frustrating now, and the CPU's messing up. I really need a better computer. With a decent video card. This one here in the laptop is Intel crap. Even though it's got an NVIDIA, it's not using it like a normal NVIDIA chip. It's sort of linked to the Intel chip. That's how it works. I don't know, it's a pretty crappy way of doing it. But if you get proper gaming laptop, it separates them with the SLI. Single layer interface, or whatever it's called. That's the one I should have got. Anyway, let's just carry on. Let's look at the rest of them. I'll just speed it up again. We'll keep on going. I won't be able to do MUFON today, but that'll be Saturday. Do we put the clowns back on? I suppose we can. Not convinced that it's a skydiver.
And again, this object disappears behind the leaf in the same fashion as the airplane. I don't see any manipulation. It is very compelling video that we're looking at. What the heck it is, I'm not exactly sure, but
it's a flying
the
suit.
opinions right now
That's
that
why
I'm
we're sharing
at,
it right now in Third Phase, Blake.
Yeah, the chat right now, they're saying it's a Tic Tac, and there's something that is part of the Space Force. That's pretty much the consensus.
Yeah, that's
and
what's falling down at the speed of gravity.
Is happening above our skies, and during
and that
the
plane's
weather,
taken
and
off.
Strange weather is happening across America right now. I want you guys to look at this video. It's quite incredible.
Yeah, this silly one with the rain. So what do we got? Hot air balloon. It's probably a weather balloon. Look at the stupid music they got on it. Spooky. Sounds like ancient aliens. So we got a pixel UFO. Great stuff. Are they going to do any enhancements on it so we don't have to? Basics soon, come on.
All right, we're going to slow down the footage. I'm going to get a closer look on whatever this
Come on
object
in.
is.
Come on in.
It's very bizarre, in my opinion.
Yeah,
If
it's
this
real
were a drone,
bizarre.
what the
Bizarre.
hell is it doing out
How
there in a
bizarre. It's a
storm
good
like
Kiwi
this?
song.
It's very stationary, and then again, we're not seeing any propeller blades whatsoever. Very stationary.
That's what we're looking at. So this is a close-up they're going to do for us, is it? Let's see if we can zoom in without having to do enhancements. Yeah. Kind of looks like a helicopter in some respect. Could be a balloon that's twisted around on itself. So what do you think on that one, guys? Let's have a look. Is it a helicopter hovering over a road crash or something? Or rescuing a person from a flooded river? Who knows? Okay. Okay, we'll try this again. We know how frustrating it's getting with the speed. Oh, start to slow down already again. Okay, so is it looking like a helicopter that's out of focus? So let's draw on it. So that looks like it could be a tail fin. And then we got the boom coming up to the body of the helicopter. Like so. And the rest of it is artifacts from the data compression, right? Well, could it be a balloon that's sort of twisted in the middle? Let's have a look again. Let's see if we can improve on it. Looks like a black and white police helicopter, is it? What's the location, did they say? So could that be the skid coming down here, the body of the police helicopter, tail fin? Could that be the other skid? Or could it be a basket underneath? It could be a basket. What do you think on that one? Calling all side chat experts. Sharknado. Yeah, well, it could be. It could be something crazy like that. Could be one of those big character balloons that's shaped like a shark. But you're only dealing with pixels here, and there we go, it's all going slow again. So I'm not going to have any fun, am I? Look at it, that's just ridiculous. There we go. Starting to look a bit more like a helicopter now. There's the tail fin coming out the back here. I don't want to stuff it up. So we reduced some of the glare. And to me, it looks like helicopter shape. Let's see. Everything's going so slow. It's like something's kicked off in the background and zoom in a wee bit. Kind of looks like an oval shape that you get to a police helicopter. Alright. That looks like the tail fin coming this way. Just can't see it now. Looks like the tail fin coming this way of the helicopter. And you know you got this sort of tail fin goes either side. Definitely looks like a police helicopter. It's like hovering. Let's see if we can get a similar image. It looks like it's hovering on an angle.
Figured out what it is, guys. Do you see anything that could?
I think that's the best we got of it.
Yeah, you see the
Looks like it's rotated around the fin there. It looks like in the picture that's sort of rotated around that there. If I get things gone this way, it's rotating around.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we got a sub. Who did we get? I didn't see it come up on the screen. Did we get the dancer name in? Because I don't get to see it on the main screen. Come on. Oh, here it goes. It did pop up. Can't see what it says underneath. Subscriber. Who was it? Bean. Mr. Bean. Welcome aboard. Now, he might be one of those people that I posted on the Twitter that's coming from Tyler's lot, maybe. Not someone that's actually watching, because I don't think he's actually said hello on the side. Hey, let's see if we can get a picture of a helicopter. Flying suit. Why can't we just get a nice clear picture of a flying saucer, like even Han Harson saw, you know, hovering outside their house? Why can't we get something like that on film? We know they exist. So there's a police type helicopter, isn't it? Or was that Trump? Trump oh, I shouldn't have said that word. I'll be banned now. Banned. Can we get the angle that we want? Probably not. You can see the tail fin that I'm talking about here. Could even be a remote control helicopter even. It's got to be a police helicopter, I'd say. So here we're starting to get what we're looking for. But they're a lot better images. There's one. Going to be on the wrong angle. We want one that's more underneath. I don't think we're going to find one, are we? Always when we're looking, we can't find it. When we're not looking, we can come across it quite easily. Always the case. Close. Let's just save that one and just play around with it. I don't think it's a police helicopter though, is it? Looks like a news helicopter. Now let's just drag it on. Yeah? Where's it gone? It's soon off the screen, I think. Is it? Oh, there we go. That had me fooled. So we're looking on that angle there. There we go. You just have to scale it up. Don't you like when things come together? Where's the handles for it? There we go, keeping it in proportion. No, I've pressed the wrong button. I was holding down the control, not the shift key. Here we go, try that again. Here we go, it keeps it in proportion. And it's scrolled off, just to make life difficult. New rat bag, okay. Maybe too big now. And we somehow need to make it transparent, so we'll half it down. And there we go. It's looking closer. What do you reckon? That's what we're looking at. Almost. It's not probably not the right angle still. What else can we do with it? We could try multiplying it. Adding it together. Adding it. So we got the blurry bit. It's not the best still though. But yeah, you can see the proportions are right to where the darkness is happening. See that? If the tower was angled up a wee bit more, that bit going across would be more visible, I think. What else can we do? Glow. Color burn. Nope. Lighten. Not really good. What else can we get? Difference. Not really good. Darken. That one's not too bad. Try that. So this one we can actually see the rotor blades though. I think it's damn close though. It's got to be a helicopter. Anyway, enough of that one. We'll just keep on moving. What do you think on the side? I think I should ask you. Who thinks it's not a helicopter? Where's it gone? It's that way in the distance here.
It's coming down. Nobody would really, in their right mind, fly a drone in these kind of conditions unless...
No, it's a helicopter. Doing a rescue, I think. Or maybe a traffic accident.
You're ready to wreck your drone. Look at that. It just stays stationary. It seems like the weather has no effect on this thing. It stays totally...
Not really. We can see it rotating.
Like it's stuck in the sky. And it's...
Yeah, that's generally what helicopters do. They get stuck in the sky. That's a helicopter with some compression artifacts there.
I would have to rule out CGI because you're seeing the windshield wipers back and forth.
I don't think so.
Raindrops. This object would be impossible.
As blurry as the whole video itself, right?
Whatever this object is, it's out there, and it caught the...
It kind of looks like a helicopter there too.
Driver's attention, no doubt about it. What it is hard to tell. Could it be a weather balloon? It's not moving a single inch. It's very stationary. So much evidence. We got to get to the next video. Let's roll it.
So that guy probably heard the helicopter noise, right? I don't know if there was any sound effects on that one other than stupid music. Where's the original sound?
Behind the leaf in the same...
No original sound, you see, so we could probably amp the sound right up. Let's see, have we got any links? It says original. Nope. Total waste of time. Probably. Copy, paste. What's that one? Jetpack, no. Not there. So we can't listen. Oh yeah, let's move on to the next one.
Oh, a second one.
Sounds like balloon summoners.
Gorgeous. Oh! I think he found this.
This one looks more like a balloon. Another gang, Pixel UFO.
So, whatever this was, it seemed like it disappeared into the massive cloud system. We're going to play
Which
it again.
balloons tend to
and
do.
Get a closer look. You could hear the expressions from the people, multiple eyewitnesses. They don't know exactly what it is. Is this maybe the atmospheric phenomenon known as ball lightning during what?
They're complete morons.
They're
Aren't they?
thunderstorms. Brent, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, you hear quite a bit of like shudder of cameras capturing this phenomenon.
Are these guys smoking weed or something? They sitting there with a big, one of those long cigarettes, puffing away, talking utter rubbish to people watching this. This is what I sort of imagine. Sipping on their bourbons and cokes and just laying back and just having a bit of a chuckle. Here we go, gang. Slow down, coming. But we gotta do it. We gotta do it. That's all we got. All the other graphic programs don't even come close to how nice this one is. Oh, what happened there? Alright. So, yeah, looks like it could be a blurfo. I mean, it looks like two balloons joined together here. Still crappy, isn't it? New image. Okay. LED balloons, red. Blurfo. So pixel UFO to blob UFO. But we can dim it down, probably see it's got to have two circles probably. If my computer was running fast. There we go, got the two circles appearing. You turn down the brightness. Sky lanterns, LEDs. Yeah, let's try some color flip. It's not going to let us. Come on, I clicked on it. Come on, I clicked. I don't know why it goes wrong, guys. I just haven't managed to figure that one out. Yeah, so we got it on that. We want it on RGB. That'll make it a bit easier, I think. Definitely two light sources. And CPU's gone crap on me. Utter rubbish. Damn it. Yeah, let's brighten it there. Take it back this way. No, it's not going to let me do it. It's not going to let me do it. But we can see the two light sources here in this one. Kind of looks like it could be two balloons joined together. Now it's going to do it. No. Is it? Is it? Is it? Definitely two light sources. So you can't see that unless you do filters. Looks like an alien head looking at us. It's aliens. Yeah, I just can't get the fine movements on it, and it's getting all different stupid colours. Okay. Come on. Come down. No, it's not gonna do it. Come on. Now it's gonna do it. Now it's gonna do something. Come on. Yeah, so that rules out ball lightning straight away, doesn't it? So there's two objects. Two light sources, so you ain't gonna get two ball lightnings like that, I don't think. Yeah, so let's just carry on. Yeah, it's gone slow again. Let's be sabotaged again. There we go. Finally. Okay. Oh, how are we doing for time? 5 o'clock. I suppose I'm going to have to wrap up soon, guys. Well, let's just keep on going a wee bit here.
That's happening. It seems like they're almost prepared for this sort of event. So, could it be?
Could it be two sky lanterns right next to each other? It's well possible.
Into these clouds, kind of weaving in and out of it, creating this like crazy light show. What we're looking at right now. And it's wild.
But look
it's
at this.
Phenomenal
This thing
video.
just appears out of nowhere. The bright light.
And then it just pops out.
Yeah, I didn't see any kind of a drone or any shadow that representing a craft that could emit this kind of bright light. It almost seems like it's just illuminated orb.
Have you ever seen an air show of drones that could produce this kind of look? I really haven't. So this is really unique phenomenon. Maybe
I think the sun
people were there.
Is that the sun that just came out there? It's illuminating it, so it's more overexposed. If that's the case, then it's got to be LED balloons, right? Because now it's bouncing light more back at the camera.
For another reason, and this is what they're capturing.
Maybe some kind
without
of
them even, they weren't expecting anything.
You know,
and when the sun was sort of pinky red, that was bouncing back the light of the pinky red, right?
What's interesting too is that you see these displays from drones.
There's two LED balloons during the ever. Okay, what else we got?
Any effect by it being tapped by that huge lightning strike?
Amazing lightning.
Almost seems like the lightning is attracted.
But I know you can get after effects, that can add similar type lightning. Looks realistic.
And again, that gives me reason to believe that this thing is metallic, but
it's a damn bird. Come on.
Sustain a lightning
bird or bat?
That power and sustain flight,
and
not explode.
Absolutely, you'd see some sort of spark or some sort
the
of
lightning's way in the background.
Evaporation of this thing exploding into bits, but this thing was grounded. It seemed like it's holding a ground.
Can you zoom in, guys?
He was one of those guys that loved to play with lightning, and he had his own Tesla coil that would create the phenomenon as lightning.
So you got to do a real slow down thing here, zoomed in, really to see what's going on. But you can see it flapping the wings.
What's your thoughts in the premiere right now? I'm looking at it. We got a lot of people joining us in this live.
Oh, here we go. Are you going to zoom in and lighten up for us? Come on.
To get people's real-time.
Here we go. Here we go.
Opinions.
Looks like a damn bird, and I went in there.
We're showing you right here at Third Phase Moon, and again with these super close-up photos, it doesn't. I don't think it's a bird. It's hanging there. Very
I don't think it's a bird.
Like I said, it has
I do. It looks like a bird shape. You can see the two wings.
Business being there.
Looks so much like a bird. It ain't funny. Oh, well, I think that's the last one, is it? I know we've still got some more to go on. I don't think we're worried about enhancing that blob. But you can see it's like a crescent shape going on here.
Incredible capture.
You see it?
You would imagine the power that you would be able to harness would be amazing from a bolt of lightning. Again, it's an incredible...
I think they got hit by lightning, those two. Anyway, let's just carry
It only
on.
lasted a few seconds, but sometimes just having that camera at the right
What was the reason? What was that? For those fancy camera, the sunset, or was it Dr. G paid to see situation? Don't know. Buddied up with UFO proof. They sure did. Didn't say crash. So yeah, substance probably involved. 100%. Yeah, they probably got one of those big long cigarettes that they smoke and drink and watch video things and say, how can they talk a load of crap while they record what they're saying? But yeah. This is just worse than what you get on MUFON, isn't it? It's just so bad.
place. It just so happened.
And of course, they bought their own camera to do their own sky watching. Won't they capture some credible evidence rather than faking it with what was it? Search and rescue. The last time they brought it out. Hey, we see UFO over the sea. Yeah. They knew it was the search and rescue going on.
Having their camera pointed at an incredible lightning display, but notice this strange.
Look at that close up. You can see, yeah, the lightning just.
It can't because you don't pause it.
Total contact, right there.
No, it's just they're just circling around talking crap. Hey, what's this one here? Oh, come on. There's got to be a lens flare.
So
you can see the sun's coming up.
I'm slowing it down, and we're going to get a closer look at whatever Mohad Adid captured. Brent,
what do you reckon on that one?
Is some kind of
Side
UFO
chatters.
That's flanking the airliner, but then it's the weirdest thing. This thing just kind of evaporates into thin air. Like what?
Yeah, like flares happen
UFOs
when the sun gets blocked by a cloud or something.
What a great capture, Mohad. And what I like
Well,
about
it
this
disappears.
video is that
yeah, the
some
sun.
people speculate that
it's not
this
reflecting
is a
off the
star
lens
or a
inside
planet,
the camera.
Clearly, you look at this and Mohad holds on to it, and it doesn't last long. But you do notice this thing clearly disappears. It evaporates.
So you got to think of what we're not seeing out the side here. Here's the sun over here. You're getting the lens flare that's over here.
Existence. It's an insane capture. Could it be a balloon that got this high, a high altitude balloon that popped right at the end there, and that's what we're seeing? But if it's not that, then what in the world is it?
There's a lens flare.
Again, you don't see any kind of a manipulation with it. Mo had actually wanted to show that it was not a reflection from within the cabin onto the window. You can see as he's like passing back and forth within the cabin to different portals.
You can see by how fuzzy edges. It's not a
the
wing
wing with the light there. The light is outside. It's beyond the wing. Whatever it is, I would say again.
No, it's inside the camera. It's called
not exactly sure how
internal
far it is
lens
from
reflection.
the airliner itself, but you would, if it were, let's say, 20 feet past the wing, this thing would have to be about 5 or 6 feet in diameter.
It's much bigger than that. Is what I'm looking at. This is some distance away. It's not 20 feet past the wing. Clearly.
Okay. I'm like I said, it's hard to make exactly how far it is.
You see how the sun dimmed there?
I would say that it's at least.
It's sort of dimmed and faded.
Not a reflection from within the cabin onto the window. You can see as he's like passing back and forth within the cabin to different portals, looking out through the cabin to the wing with the light there. The light is outside. It's beyond the wing. Whatever it is, I would say, again, I'd have to estimate. I'm not exactly sure how far it is from the airliner itself, but you would, if it were, let's say, 20 feet past the wing, this thing would have to be about 5 or 6 feet in diameter.
It's need to slow it right down as he goes past the window.
Right at the end there, and that's what we're seeing. But if it's not that, then what in the world is it?
Yeah. Again, we don't see. Yeah, again, we don't see any kind of a manipulation.
It looks like some sort of light source is picking up. It's gotta be the sun, surely.
weirdest thing. This thing just kind of evaporates into.
I know we do get some natural phenomenon that actually create these little crystal balls that sort of hang in the air.
Like what?
They got special names for them.
It is interdimensional. Some of these UFOs could be.
But look, it's fading. Yeah, fading as the lights fading.
Dimensional.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great capture, Mohad. And what I
Mohad. Yeah, sounds like a real believable
like
name.
about this video is that some people speculate that this is a star or a planet, but clearly you look at this and Mohad,
I see how the light
holds on to
faded
it,
here
and
and
it
it's
doesn't
gone
last
away.
long, but you do notice this thing clearly disappears. It evaporates out of.
Yeah, it's got to be a UFO then, isn't it? Anyway, let's see. It's got to be a lens flare.
Just link with your friends and tell.
Motion blur. Do you get lens flare and motion blur though?
Third Phase of Moon sent you, and get your opinions.
So you went back and forth then.
From
I'm pretty
your
sure
friends
you
and
get that with
what
lens
they
flare.
think.
There you go. Psh, psh.
Some of the evidence we just showed you tonight. Is there?
It's just not, we're not seeing the source directly there. Anyway, it's not aliens. Something natural. Enough of them. Okay, let's wrap up on this one. And this guy here is the guy that's trying to take over from security. I'll just close that one down. What are you guys saying? What's miles away from the lightning? No, yeah, it is miles away from the lightning, and there's a like black bird flying, and it's being lit up as it's flying in the sky from tree to tree, and it looks like it's being hit by the lightning. What a couple of boneheads. They're just hilarious. I can understand why people would watch them just to laugh at them. There's a comedy channel of UFO taking a mickey out of UFO channels, right? If they were like that, then I'd be okay with it. But if they're trying to be a serious UFO channel, then forget it. Anyway, this Area 55 guy, let's have a listen to this other crap. And it's clearly a bunch of balloons again, but anyway, we'll just play it. Another humanoid, is it? Gotta wear glasses. I'm just so cool, man. Hey.
And for the channel. He sent us a UFO sighting that was pretty interesting. He wanted us to take a look at it.
It kind of reminds me of one of those ghost hunters. What's his name? Jason Grant from Taps.
See what everybody thinks. So let's take a shot. Take a little preview here.
Yeah, he looks like that guy with the goatee type beard. Is it Grant? No, it's not Grant. It's got to be Jason, the Jason guy.
Video, but since I was testing the OBS software, I figured I'd give you guys a little sneak peek and show you what I'm working on. Let's take a look.
Yeah, more crap in UFO field.
Well, there you are.
Good filming. Go on. Here we go. Here he goes. He's stabilized it. Real good stuff. Good capture of
just
some
hovering there.
balloons.
And it kind of looks almost humanoid from this side.
Humanoid, he reckons. Looks like a bunch of balloons like we looked at earlier. Now look, light's reflecting off it as it's rotating. It's got to be a critter. It has to be aliens. There you go. You can start to see more balloons coming into it now.
There's a nice good clear zoom on this because of the camera that Gutter Gawker was using, and that made my job
Gutter
real easy.
Gawker. There you go, balloons.
I think that's a better zoom than I could have done in After Effects, actually. But I was able to get it nice and stable.
You can see the string hanging down there. Or
Yeah,
ribbon.
look at that thing.
Plus a couple of weighted ones at the bottom there.
Look at the lights on the top of it.
Lights, people.
Wow.
Not reflecting off the sun.
Wow.
Here we go. That's the one we want to look at. If you can't see that's a bunch of balloons, I don't know what. In fact, it's two splitting away there. You can see it splitting away here with a couple, maybe 3 balloons there. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 balloons in that pole there. And then you can see the string coming down to a bunch of weight, or maybe a weighted balloons at the bottom. You can see that's balloons, surely. Out of focus, of course. Because you never get any decent UFO videos that are in focus. He's saying this is a humanoid. And that's his hand sticking out. And this is why this channel's trash in my book. It's feeding into the fantasy that everybody wants.
Looks like it has like a round, like a frisbee on the end, or maybe a dish or something.
A dish? A frisbee? You can see the individual balloons there, can't you? Come on, Mike. Spin your
sticking
stuff.
Out here on the side here, you see this arm sticking out.
Arm, guys. He's feeding something into your head now.
Frisbee-like or disc-like structure on the end of it. It's got a white edge on it, and it sticks out perpendicular to the rest of the body there, and it just... I don't know, man. It's like this thing is sweeping or...
He doesn't know. He shouldn't be a UFO channel. Clearly it's balloons. Even Robert's joining us, is he? Did I see Roberts? I saw a Roberts. Damn, surprised to see a Robert on one of my shows. So, what do you reckon, Robert? Area503, a legit UFO channel. I'm talking utter crap there. Also working with MUFON and Alien Edit. Yeah, so balloons. We love balloons. Yeah, it's been Paul ranting and swearing all day. The clowns are getting me down. The clowns in ufology. Maybe I need a holiday. Probably need to save up, send some money to Susan and tell her to come to New Zealand and not get the laptop of her. Because you can only buy the decent laptops in America. Here it's just a waste of time in New Zealand trying to get one of the decent fast ones without paying through the nose. Yes, so you're sort of coming at the end when I'm going to wrap up. Was it 6 in the morning? You shouldn't be up even at 6 in the morning. Anyway,
something like
that's it really. Just sick of these turkeys talking utter crap. You can see it's balloons. I won't even bother enhancing that one. So yeah, I should really be using more of my stamps, shouldn't I? Layer, pants on fire. Where's it come? This guy's lawyer. I don't know what his name is. Is it Manny? Manny. Is his name Manny or something? Let's have a look. Does he tell us his name? Oh, he'll be catching up to us soon then if he's promoting that BS. People will be sucking up to that. And he joined October 2018. He's already got 45,000 views. Does it say what his name is there? I can't see it. Manny, I think his name is. Hey, look, who's featuring Goofon. And who's that one? UFO Near Sun. Well, that sounds cobblers straight away, doesn't it? That's one of those guys that sees lint and cosmic radiation as motherships. Yeah, so this guy's... oh, I forgot about the stamp on there. Liar. Nonsense. But he's not misleading you. He's just telling you what he thinks he's seeing. A humanoid. I'm not making any hoaxes. I'm just looking at other people's videos and just giving an opinion and saying make up your own minds. That's what we all do, these UFO channels. We just tell you to make up your own minds. Busted. Yeah, I'm so sick of hearing that bullshit. I really am. Debunked. And the best one. Bullshit. I suppose we could go through his videos and just cry. Oh, he's not doing any harm. He's just telling you to make up your own minds. He is. Balloons, balloons. Looks like a bird. Seagull. Black triangle. I'd love to go through all of them. Just to debunk it all. Probably a plane. Liquid water found on exoplanets. Yeah, did they visit there and actually confirm it? Or did they see it in spectroanalysis? Japanese balloon, what is it? Oh, let's have a look. Oh, I should wrap up. There we go. So he's got his talking alien head. I wonder where he got that idea from. People reckon I copied him, but apparently we both released something different at the same time. Japan, Japan, where is it? Not that stupid one. Someone's shining one of those big powerful torches, I think. I think we've looked at that one before, haven't we? This is recycling stuff. Where's the Japanese balloon? Oh, here we go. What's he saying?
Or to dispense something, it's impossible to tell. Either way,
Yeah,
I find it quite alarming that something like this could float over an urban center and it wouldn't be noticed.
That's a damn weather balloon.
By anyone until a witness on the ground spotted it with the naked eye and reported it. With all of the other aircraft in the air and satellites and radar imaging that we have access to, I find that...
Look at this guy with his whispering voice. Welcome to my channel, guys.
Just a little bit hard to believe. And to be completely honest with
that stupid Michael Girard music in the background. Exciting
if I was
drama.
a citizen of Japan right now, I'd be pretty dang worried.
I'd be damn worried. We're looking at a weather balloon. Okay, let's bring up some examples of payloads and weather balloons just to finish it off. This guy needs a good slapping. Weather balloon. There we go, weather balloon. So for the payload hasn't got the triangle bit underneath. So we probably can find one of those. There's one with a sort of triangle. That one's actually got what they call a radar reflector. Radar reflector, so they can radar reflects off the tin foil. It doesn't reflect off the balloon. But there's ones with various payloads and various things underneath, like that one there. Balloon parachutes that drop. I wonder if we can get one with the triangle. See, there's a big one with a big payload. Square bucket on that one. Can have all sorts of things hanging off them. That one's got a lot of stuff hanging off it. But there are ones with triangle frames. Like that one. That's got a circle frame. It's getting closer. But if you get the right angle, it's going to look like his video. Does he zoom in on it? Here we go.
Take a look at this article dated May 5th.
Okay, so it looks like we got... he's going to go past it. Typical. Looks like it's spinning around. So that's what do you call it? For measuring the wind speed. And that looks like it's got a tail fin there.
No chance of making it to the United States. Take
tail fin there to keep it in the right direction so they can measure the wind speed coming this way. And they've probably got a temperature sensor out this one. And they've probably got altitude or GPS on this side.
Take a look at this article dated May 5th, 1945. Japanese balloon bomb kills 6 in Oregon. That's right, one of these Fugo bombs made it all the way.
What's that got to do with a weather balloon? There. I don't know if I could take much more of this guy. There was one, where is it now? Look at this here. Looks like kites. Or skydivers. Comet. Plane. That looks definitely looks like a plane. A bunch of LED balloons out of focus. There's that torch thing. Creates a ripple pattern. Yeah, just utter rubbish. Anyway. That one looks like a seagull. Let's have a look at that one. I know I should be wrapping up.
They were never identified.
Yeah, they were. They're bloody flares. So he's telling lies.
I honestly didn't think much of this sighting at first, but it gets more interesting as it progresses. Just watch and see.
But
for now,
on the
all we can tell is that something is there, and it appears to be just hovering in place, and it's got a kind of triangular shape, and it appears to be reflecting sunlight.
Is it hovering though?
So weird.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, and it's gonna get a lot weirder, because this UFO hung around for another 10 minutes or so. Here's video from 8:32 p.m.
Is it really hanging, or is it just gliding around in circle?
Hold on. There it is. What is that thing?
Seagulls circling?
This is it towards the nighttime. Looks just like that. Look at your phone.
I know.
Look at that balloon.
Could be a balloon, I suppose.
You
Kinda
said
look
it,
like a
kiddo.
seagull
That
there.
thing is creepy. Why would this thing,
See, it looks like
whatever
it's
it
just
is,
flying
just be hovering
around.
there? What is it doing? And what kind of craft is able to just hover there like that anyways?
So the problem is we don't know what hand movement it is because we've got no ground reference here.
I don't know. I'm kind
We need ground reference to see how much is moving the camera to the object moving towards
of
the
at a loss
ground.
here. Let's keep looking at it. This thing is hanging around for a long time. It's here 10 minutes later, so it's been around for a good 20 minutes so far.
Oh, I got the goosebumps.
Yeah, I think we gotta wrap up on this. I'm not gonna waste my time on that one.
It's hovering like that, and it got further away from us. Look at it.
It's probably a kite. I'm not gonna waste time on it. Could be one of those, you know, birds. Those kites that look like bird, you know. Kind of looks like a seagull, but it's not. It's probably just flying around there. And the kite, gold kite. Let's see. One of these suckers, you know. 10 pounds for one of them. That looks more like it here. Looks like something like that flying around. Look pretty realistic, I suppose, from a distance. Another one. So yeah, kind of looks the same, doesn't it? Make it blurry. Hey presto, we got a UFO. But anyway, I better wrap up. So we do Saturday if some more of this stuff here. MUFON cases. So we got Saturday just for MUFON, hopefully. And I suppose then we got Robert's joining us to do. What were we doing this week, Robert? What was the cases you're carrying on with? I know you wanted to talk about MUFON. You said you wanted to do your own thing on MUFON. I talked about it today and played a few clips and stuff. Yeah, John's been the biggest one here today. You definitely have been here for the duration. I'll give you credit for that. Is Susan gone, has she? I'm gonna head off to bed now. So Susan's had it. Okay, that's alright. So we'll just wrap up since Susan's gone. Me, I could probably keep on going, but I'll be ranting and raving and complaining too much, and I'll be stressed out looking at these stupid balloon videos. There we go. I want to see some real UFOs. 4 years we've been looking at this garbage, and we still haven't found any decent ones that's super clear. With all the technology we got now, we still can't get any decent videos. That's really frustrating. So yeah, I'll say good night, and I'll just say good night here. Good night. Thanks for joining. I didn't read all the comments though. I have to do that because Susan's gone. Thanks for joining, commenting, and having a say. And chipping in with the bucks as well. And I'll bring up my control panel. And end the credits. And see you later. Is it coming up? Yes. All works good after that stupid Windows update crash. It flipped my screens around. How evil was that? Now the CPU is good. Now I've closed down lots of things. I think it's Windows doing stuff in the background. Every time I run that paint thing, it seems to kick in. And so we'll get him, he needs all the speed he wants, but we're going to slow him down. For what we do, all the complicated software we're running and streaming data, it's pretty damn good though, compared to back in the 90s. Can only get better. If you got the money, you can always get the best gear. Certainly won't get it from donations, because there are none. Good night. Bye bye.